we start this campaign in a place that we have spent some time with on the other parties, but we haven't had a character come from the sea like this. Pulling far, far, far back out, higher than we've ever seen from the camera before, we can see a beautiful yet populated landscape. We see Eisenheim, tall towers, large buildings, smokestacks. We see just north of it Nova Sol with the fruit trees all around it, farmland scattered around. But buildings after buildings. Multiple people running around like ants from our perspective. For this campaign, we're going to move to a different setting. The same world, but an area much, much further south. Riaris, you are on a small ship. Crowded, at least in a way that I think you're perceiving it. From the camera's perspective, we look out to the open sea and see a ship careening up and down through choppy waves. The sun shining bright in the sky. We zoom in and see figures of sailors of different shapes and sizes. Some tabaxi, some human, elven. We go underneath into the kitchens and see a Triton. We pull ourselves back up to the very front of the ship, where we see a figure. Dark, dark brown hair, almost completely black, shining in the sun as we see the wind kind of pushing the hair back in an almost epic fashion. We slowly turn from the back side of the ship to the front, where we see a face of a sun-kissed human? Hard to say. Riaris, would you please describe your character for us?
Sure. Yeah, you see what appears to be a mid-20s or so human male, copper skin. He's got straight black hair that kind of almost gets down to his shoulders, tussles in the wind a little bit. The only remarkable feature that you see is the pupils of his eyes are kind of a softer golden color, like wheat in the middle of summer. He's about 6'1", sinewy build, wearing just a simple white, shirt that someone gave him on the boat, not one that he owned more than a week ago. It's definitely a little stained with sweat and wear. And he is just kind of, just standing there, kind of looking out over the water, thinking about his life choices.
Riaris, as you are standing there, kind of lost, deep in thought, give me a perception check. First roll of the campaign.
That will be an 8.
8. All right. So, with an 8, as you are staring out into the horizon, you don't hear it the first time. You don't hear it the second time. You feel a hard nudge to your back as you finally hear a voice call out, Riaris! Hello?
What? Hey, sorry about that. I just kind of got lost for a second there.
You turn around and you see a leopard-skinned tabaxi. Sailor uniform, kind of cut out, I'd say probably like a significant sort of cuff kind of pulled up to the sides. This is Mara. She, like many of the members of the ship, was not keen on you. After a week's time, actually, I'll say, let's even put this to a roll. Give me a d20. I'm going to say you have advantage on this from, just for the record for everybody at home, we did a little bit of a one-on-one with almost everybody here. So I will say you have advantage based on that session.
That's great, because it was a 1 and then a 13.
Cool. So that was a d20 roll plus your charisma modifier. Do you
That will be an 11.
That's right. Awesome. Cool. Yeah, okay. Mara is... her indignance has gone to indifference since the trip, which is a step in the right direction, but definitely not in the level of comfortability. You see her kind of thrust a bundle of ropes into your hands and go, I need you to do something, man.
Right. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, sorry, Mara. I'll just go do these ropes and take care of these. Right.
And I will say, you do know at this point, well, it's up to you. I say, do you look to sort of see, like, where do I station these? Am I wrapping this up? You've probably spent some time during the week of travel that you've kind of learned these things, but truly, like, RP question.
Yeah, no, I think Riaris would know. You know, he's been spending time learning how to be on a ship and being as useful as he can. So I think that he would have a good couple of ideas, but will be open to if she tells him to go the opposite direction. He will then understand.
Awesome, you got it. So looking around for trying to kind of find a place to figure out where to kind of put this, you do happen to see a little nook that has like a kind of like the top half of a crate over it on deck, and you look at that like sort of dark space right on the ship and go, I could just stuff it in there, but no, I'll do work. And you start to kind of wind things up. And we zoom out. The day continues on. I'd say we'll probably pull up just to the clouds overhead. And we're going to come to... We're going to come to a figure actually right before the clouds. I think from the perspective we see over the waters a rather large shadow of a winged creature is reflecting over the waves. Far off from the ship, far enough. But as we kind of pull back, we pull just over this flying creature, wingspan 6, 7 feet? 8, 9? Tell me when. Car, would you please describe your character for us?
Um, Car is looks to be a basically an anthropomorphized vulture. Um, he is very large wingspan. He looks thin. Um, when you get close enough to him, he looks like he might be old because of the hunch, but the spark in his eyes suggests he's much younger than he looks.
Okay. Awesome.
Black feathers that make the gray fade into gray at the end, and bones hanging all about his arms, wings, and neck. Small bones. You're not sure what they're from, but they're small bones.
Nice. As you are soaring over the ship, I'm going to ask you an RP question, and this is a very like yes and moment. You can tell me yes or no, and no is absolutely fine. So I guess it's not necessarily a yes and question. Do you think you're following the ship purposely? We'll say.
I could be, so yes.
Okay. Car, roll me I'm going to say this is up to you. I think I'm going to check your sheet real quick, actually, to see, because I don't really like having you guys' sheets in front of me sometimes. Makes me want to put things in your favor. But in this case, I do want to put this in your favor. Cool. Yeah, they're both pretty good. I was saying, roll me a religion check.
My luck crosses over 8.
Okay. Cool. An 8 is really just kind of understanding the drive that makes you follow this ship. I think from your current area, you for some reason flew north, actually rather close to South Imea, for reasons that we can probably get into that'll kind of come up maybe later on. But on the way back, you seemed kind of tethered to this ship. There's something that a feeling, a thought, something that is deeper than a thought. It's truly up to you how you would define it, but there's something that is telling you to follow that ship. Specifically, for explanation purposes, usually this means that there is someone on the ship that is in need of spiritual guidance or protection.
That's fair. And I'm getting nothing more than that because my rolls are. I will, and the ship is still at sea.
Ship is still at sea, yeah. Pretty far out, like I would say miles off from any land at this moment.
I'll start circling it, but not in a sense of I'm waiting for the day. I'll start circling it more along the lines of like slowly descending.
Okay. Cool.
So just circling it, smaller and smaller circles. If I get low enough and it seems like I'm not about to be shot at, then I will land.
You'll land on the ship?
If it looks like I'm not going to be shot.
Cool. Awesome.
I will stay circling at a decent height until I notice that. Otherwise, I will follow it.
Cool. Awesome. So you're okay. Good. You get about maybe we'll say you're like 100 feet up in the air from your current distance on there. You get to about maybe 60 feet or so. And I would like a just for fun on this, I would like I think this is a perception check. No, I'm sorry. It's a religion check.
Okay. Same roll or only roll over again?
Either way.
I'll take the roll since I rolled it. You said religion? 18. Yay.
18. Awesome. You can't see it, even with like you have okay perception, probably better at certain times of the day or certain times at night, maybe, I'm not sure. But you have a vision that you get from time to time, just of like glimpses into a different sort of perspective of your current time. In this case, you see out of the eyes of one of the deckmates. You hear a voice calling out. You can't really hear what they're saying. Kind of sounds warbled. But you see from the deckmate's eyes, they're looking up at the crow's nest as a figure is pulling out a rifle and aiming. So I will say for this, RP-wise, you see the shot before it happens.
Okay.
Because you see them prep for it. So you start to evade, and you eventually hear the...
Those damn seagulls!
And I will say you only got maybe, like I said, I think about 80 feet. So it is hard to tell your current size, I would say, from that perspective. So it's possible they just think you're food. Who knows?
I'd rather not be food.
Yeah, what would you like to do? Would you like to just try to follow the ship silently? Would you like to try again? Up to you.
In the case of they're shooting at me, I will go ahead and get an updraft, and I will continue to follow out of the range of their shot.
Cool. Awesome.
I mean, I'll continue following them because I'm feeling pulled towards it. Something
right
in my hair. And I will just updraft and glide and kind of above the seagulls. I'll be above the gulls.
Okay. Awesome. As you are getting that updraft and just kind of allowing that air to just kind of glide. No need to flap. It's like kind of like that, like sort of like almost migration sort of level. We quickly move back down to Riaris, and we hear that same gunshot again. Sorry, Riaris, right?
Yes.
I'm going to screw that up a couple times. Riaris, we hear that gunshot again, and now it's from your perspective.
Yeah.
You were not aware a shot was going to be fired, so you're kind of like wheeling around from your current position.
Yeah. So my first question is: have we ever been pursued, or has a creature like this been around us the rest of the week?
Well, roll me a perception check. He's pretty high up.
Yeah, I do not see anything. It's a 6.
Cool. You got it.
Interesting looking cloud.
Interesting looking cloud.
Yeah, so I'm definitely confused. I think this is the first time we've shot anything on the boat. But I don't know that I would do anything immediately and just try to look around to how everyone's reacting. If people get to reload, or how they're just generally acting to this thing that seemed like it was coming down, that's going back up.
Cool. You see, I mean, you're not alone. You see a couple other sailors that immediately kind of like turn around. You absolutely have not been pursued by anything during this travel. It's been relatively peaceful, besides maybe a couple stormy nights. As you're kind of like looking up, I think we see a figure coming down from your perspective. Just realized. Hold 1 second. We see a figure start to kind of climb down from the mast and the rigging, rifle still in hand. and we hear a deep sort of voice that's kind of muttering and sort of swearing to himself as the other sailors on the ship are kind of like looking on, and you see the figure walk up to you, and you see a man, African American, dreads kind of pulled back tight, wearing a white shirt. Currently, at this time, not a purple vest. You see Kofi, the first mate and son of the captain.
Mm-hmm.
Kofi's muttering under his breath, and he kind of like holds his gun and just looks at you and goes, "You might be a better shot than me." He kind of just like sticks it in your hands. Be useful.
Awkwardly grab it. I'm not sure about that, Kofi. That was an interesting shot. What was that, anyway?
Some large bird of prey. I don't know.
Looks like a
It was
vulture.
either gonna make food for us, or maybe we were gonna make food from it. But I missed, so it's been a day. Roll me an insight check with advantage, please.
Oh my god. It's a 3 and a 4, so a 4.
Get them all out now, gang. Get them all out
Good.
now.
It's going good.
That's the highest anyone has rolled, a 13.
Yeah, I think we had 118 so far.
Good start.
Good start. Cool. So you, so Kofi kind of like shoves the gun and is kind of like muttering to himself. I will say with a 3 and a 4, you don't really know what's going on with Kofi. As you see, Kofi kind of duck on. Kofi, in the realms of like the crew here and their indifference towards you, Kofi's been a little bit nicer to you, especially recently. You've proven to be at least someone to talk to. And on that end, we see Kofi kind of go down. You know what? That is absolutely true. My wife said something that is that I believe should absolutely be true. Everybody, take a point of inspiration for the first day of the campaign.
Hey.
Thank you, honey. Good idea.
Yeah, thank you.
I will say, not like a high stakes roll, regards to kind of get that insight on there. As we see Kofi, head down into the decks of the ship, we see a very similar looking man, a little bit older, curly black hair, a like rather interesting sort of beard that is drawn out toward into like a tied sort of knot at the end. Captain's hat on and a big purple vest. This is Kofi's father. You only know him as Captain Adebayo, excuse me. He first day you met him, he said, "You can call me Captain, or you can call me Captain Adebayo." Looks around. You see you see most of the crew don't seem to, they seem to kind of like try to avoid his eye contact, but Mara comes right on up and explains to the captain the situation. The captain kind of walks up to you and stares at the rifle in your hands, looks at you.
First shot, Captain. Sorry for disturbing anything that was going on.
Roll a deception check, please, with disadvantage.
Oh my god. I'm not going to roll disadvantage because I got a 1, so I got a total of a -1.
You got inspiration.
I'm not going to
Don't
use
use it on this. Don't use it on this. Don't use it on this. Amazing.
I'm just gonna roll. Inspiration will give me another 1 right now. So
to quote Abria, we're trying to tell a story, gang. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Actually, I mean, that kind of works. I gave you disadvantage for a reason. You see the captain kind of raise an eyebrow and goes, and, where did you get this rifle?
Yeah, take a deep breath. From Kofi, sir, Captain.
Makes sense. And he kind of flips the gun over to you as you see engraved on the side Adebayo on it.
Right.
Takes it from you. We'll be making port today. Best to get your things.
Thank you, Captain, and thank you again for giving me passage. I appreciate it greatly.
You see the captain turn around. Mara yells, "Attention on deck!" Everybody kind of straightens up, and you see the captain start to kind of talk about what is going to be happening that day as they're going into port. Kofi does not come up from that. Yaris, do you stick around? You have a choice here. Do you stick around or do you go down below? What do you do? You don't feel like the attention on deck was for you.
Yeah, I don't think I would make a deal of it to go down, like immediately just walk and ditch. You know, I wanted to certainly pay respect. But at the soonest reasonable opportunity, I would certainly go down and start gathering my things, which are probably all packed up anyway. Probably haven't been a whole lot unpacked. But get ready to.
Awesome. Yeah. So what you hear from the captain is as he's looking around as he's instructing his sailors, he says, "All right, crew, we are making port at Bombato. I know some of you were interested in gallivanting there. I apologize. Unfortunately, we are behind schedule as it is. We will be spending the night on the ship and then setting sail first thing in the morning." You notice no one audibly groans, but you see like kind of a crestfallen face from everybody. You see a hand even kind of go up and then just go back down before the captain's even able to see it. And I'll say at that moment, you feel tension on deck. Sorry, not a tension on deck. The tension on deck is extremely high at this point. So
I've definitely been looking forward to getting off of this boat, and I feel a greater certain relief that I will be getting off this boat the next day.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, I'll say to kind of like end out this scene, at least in this moment, we see you kind of go below deck, and we see the camera kind of pan out as the captain keeps talking, and we lose the sound from him. And we fade to black. That's it. Goodbye, everybody. No.
I failed too many checks, guys. Sorry.
Did I? What did I miss on that? I don't understand.
The butterfly effect, we all die.
That's right. Cool. All right. So we are going to we're going to switch spots here and come to a kind of looking at the sun itself. We see, as we kind of like fade in, we see the sun is actually a little lower in the sky than it was originally, but that has not stopped the energy in this place. As we zoom in on Bombato itself, a city that is on the cusp of the separation between an intense love and understanding of island culture and everything that envelops, but also with a hint and a splash that is getting bigger and bigger as time goes on of understanding that there is money to be made here. We zoom in on a interesting looking building, sort of stretched out in a sort of stretched out in this sort of weird landscape pattern. And it's not until we get to a certain point that we actually see it as a beached ship. But it's also not. As we see, there has been buildings on top of it, breaking out into different sort of spaces where we can see people dancing on deck and top deck of that. We see the several windows of this galleon-sized ship, showing various sort of levels of like fires going inside. We hear the sound of laughter, the occasional glass breaking, and we move closer to it, but then a little bit off to the side, out by the dock. Still very much in the space of being able to hear the music, as it is extremely loud. By the way, let me know if the music is too loud for you guys. But we come to a figure that is standing alone on the dock, hands in pockets. We see a interesting sort of like very dark gray kimono that is that has a figure that is I think rather skinny. We can see actually the back of this, the neck of this figure is a deep red, as we see the blonde hair. And just like as we saw Riar's, we see the camera kind of move and shift over to the other side, zoomed very close in. Yoon, would you please describe your character for us?
Yeah. So, Yoon, as described, is wearing a sort of silky, kind of fine kimono, with parts of his chest showing. He has a combination of it. There's sort of like a handsome face, but he's what's colloquially, locally known as. I'll figure that out later. A hobgoblin, or as his people call themselves, the Loa. So he has a kind of a little bit flattened nose, and he has a fang sticking up with a larger one on one side than the other. Big pointy ears sticking out with two piercings on the side, and he has golden eyes. He is, like Joe mentioned, thin. He has kind of a bit of a far-off look in his eyes, but he also is smiling. He has almost a perpetual smirk, and looks confident in whatever he's doing, and kind of holds himself that way in the moment.
Yoon, from our one-on-one session, I would say that it's been at least a day, maybe a couple days, enough time to be able to kind of get a relatively good understanding of the locals, catching names, things like that. You see a figure start to kind of approach behind you as you were lost. Actually, please roll me a perception check.
That'll be a 2.
Cool. Moving right along. You fail the first time. What you don't fail, even with the 2, is to hear the... You hear the sound of the deck kind of creaking behind you. Yoon, you do not even need to turn around. There is only one person in Bombato, unless it's danger, that would make that sound. That is the barkeeper, the barkeep of the Ember Light Tavern, most likely on his break, as you await him to kind of walk up next to you. From the camera's view, we see this massive, almost perfectly wouldn't say perfectly round, but almost round as he is tall. A figure that is monstrous, truly in size. This bright blue, sort of textured skin, and this very like razorback sort of shell. This is the most dangerous being we have seen yet in this campaign, for sure, without a doubt. This is Marv. Marv comes up to you. You see him kind of like pulling out a pipe and just kind of lighting it and just... What was it? What was your name again?
Ewan Aurelius, at your service. My keen senses told me that was almost certainly you.
Heard me coming, huh?
Eventually.
Yeah. You've been here for a couple days now, right?
That's correct. Just making my rounds and looking for interesting people.
Come across anyone interesting?
A few characters who showed some initial fun and interest, but eventually kind of petered out. There may be somebody, though, I'm looking for. We'll see.
Okay. Well, clearly you're not talking about me, but...
It's quite gauche to call somebody interesting directly to their face. Of course, you're an interesting character.
That's true. That's true. Well, I just out here on my smoke break. But what are you doing out here?
Same thing I do in most places. Just standing about, wandering, trying to find people, and looking for some fun.
On the docks?
Sometimes fun can be found almost anywhere.
Almost directly on cue, just over your shoulder, we see as you, I think you kind of like turned to be facing Marv. We see one of the cool like camera things where the focus kind of changes just past you, and we see a ship approaching. Relatively small ship of size, one that is familiar to the audience, as the Misty Maiden is coming in to dock. Well, looks like we got some customers coming in. I don't know why I always get nervous every time. The boss says oh, they might have deep pockets, so make sure you're looking your best. And I don't know what to look because I don't wear any clothes. So, do I look okay?
I would say that you look your best.
Roll me a persuasion check.
That is an 11.
Oh.
Yeah, 11.
You see... you see... You notice him kind of like looking at you're presenting everything in the relatively like sort of the same candor, so you can tell that like when you're talking, he's kind of like looking close at you, trying to get the idea of what the words are behind your words. But I will say full on, I rolled a nat 20 on my side, so no matter what, he's gonna fuck. All right, I'm gonna go find something to put on, and you see him kind of like walk away. I would like a separate perception check from you.
All right. Another 11.
Okay. I'll roll a luck roll for the camera. I also rolled an 11. So both you and the audience seeing the from the camera's perspective do not see anything other than the ship coming. So we'll say there's a point where it's 50 feet, 30 feet, 20 feet. Riaris, you have been given the very peculiar job of trying to tie the ship off. I'll say, roll me a d20 and just add your intelligence modifier.
13 minus 1, 12.
12, cool. 12 is enough that you look at the ship as it, or you kind of like, or Mara kind of like thrust. Almost seems like it's the same ropes that you had handled before, are kind of like thrust on you, and you, as you were told to kind of like tie the ship off to the dock. You turn and kind of face the dock as you see there's only one person that is on it right now. Hands in pockets don't particularly look like a sailor from your perspective. And what you do not see is the group of sailors behind you who have now kind of grouped together, hands kind of folded in together, just kind of like quietly laughing and kind of making motions themselves. Here's a chance to prove your worth, Riaris, as a sailor, for the first and maybe the last time. Who knows? Please roll me. I have a feeling not.
That's not bad.
So I'm gonna say your choice. Well, let me ask you this. I'll give you kind of a creative license here. What are you doing to rope off the ship? Obviously, the answer would be like, I'm roping off the ship. But like, what are you focusing on? Are you trying to time things right? Are you just like thinking like, okay, I can at least jump off the ship and make it, and then have enough time to kind of figure out how to tie this thing off? What are you focusing on?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go for simplicity here and trust my ability to jump off the ship and land easily enough with the rope, and then figure out the knot and tying it off when I get down there.
Okay, you got it. Cool. Evan, if you can give me a little bit more juice in your mic, please. Cool. So, just for Riaris, you were trying to make sure that you had enough time to get off, right? You were focusing on that. You said simplicity.
Yes, definitely making sure I have enough time. Like the worst case scenario would be missing it, not jumping. I want to jump off as soon as possible and then try to loop it around. I don't think I don't know how much I've seen people do it, so I'm just gonna have to figure that out as I get down there. But I think I have the concept, and I want to make sure. Yeah.
Cool. I will allow you in this case to use your launch ability if you'd like.
I think I would like to do that. Yes, absolutely.
Sounds awesome. So I will say, go ahead and roll me an athletics check. I'm going to say you have advantage on this roll, as that's going to look really cool.
19.
19, fantastic. Please tell me how you make it from the ship to the dock in a space that would seem highly irregular for any normal human to do.
I think so. I'm gonna grab my kind of travel bag that's next to me. I carry it a little bit like a duffel bag instead of something on my back because I have a shield on my back. And on it is actually the lance that I use. And it's a little bit smaller than a full-size lance, but it's still on there. And I kind of grabbing the thing. It's gonna be a look back, feeling the smirks and knowing that they know that I was a shit sailor and this ride is over. And I'm just gonna kind of look at them, and they'll see a little glint in my eye a little bit. And then I'll just kind of launch it just like straight up, almost like effortlessly, just a little tense, and then just launch right over, and land.
Are you just looking at them as you do it?
Do I what?
Sorry. Are you looking at them as you do it? Or are you just like looking at them and then just
look? No, just a look, and then I'm gonna look where I'm going. I'm not trying to no look it.
You got it. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, with a 19, we see from the camera the eyes kind of flash this gold from its kind of like a more subdued sort of probably like gold sort of look. As you jump with no seemingly no real effort at all, you jump 15 feet forward into the air. You see this as this person seems to kind of like soar, almost going sort of slow motion in moving. Carrying a full bag. You said shield on your back. Are you also carrying your Jason, your lance?
He's kind of so I kind of have my lance like on the bag I'm carrying. It's kind of on the top of it, where I can kind of hold it and strap it in there. Be a little easier to carry because then I have a couple hand axes on one hip and I got a war pick on the other hip. So I have plenty of stuff going on there.
Gotcha. Awesome. Cool. Yeah. So you see this figure with like how like the physicality of Riaris. How tall is he?
He's about 6'2".
Okay, so pretty big. Is he like buff or is he just?
I mean, he's very kind of sinewy strength. I mean, he is definitely muscle, but he is not like jacked out.
Yeah, you see a figure jumping an impossibly long distance with the things that he is carrying. As he kind of like almost seems to kind of like sail right over you and then land about 10 feet. I'm going to say you with a 19, you kind of almost overdo it a little bit. So we'll call it 20 for this. As you kind of like jump down, you land down and you're holding the rope in your hands. You guys kind of like lock eyes for a second. Riaris, you took this time to be able to have enough time to be able to kind of figure out that kind of thing.
Hey, you don't know how to tie off a ship by any chance, do you?
Not exactly, but I can wish you good luck, and it seems like you have plenty of time.
I'll take it. Appreciate that. And go over and try to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Give me a sleight of hand check, and you have advantage because you have plenty of time.
16.
16. You see as you manage to kind of find the area to kind of rope it off. It's going to be clear to everybody right now. I'm going to work on it as we kind of progress through the campaign, but I don't know how ships work. I assume you have to tie them off. I know you do with a tugboat, and that's about it. That's all I know. As you see one of the other going kind of like above deck, we see everybody sort of like kind of like looking around and where'd he go? I didn't hear a splash, did you? And they kind of like run over to the other deck of the ship and they see Riaris kind of tying it off, and Riaris, you can just kind of take one more look at them as they realize, oh shit, we gotta get the anchor down. And you see them kind of like spread out, but you see Mara is still there, standing there looking at you, and you just see a silent just nod.
Yeah, I think I would see Mara. I definitely just a nod, a little salute like that.
Cool.
Do I see Kofi? Is he up there? Any chance? Or the cook?
Kofi is not up there. And then Kaz is working down below.
Yeah, he's probably still down there.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So you see the ship is anchored. It is tied on. It looks. You think it looks fine. You see like a plank kind of like shoots out from the ship and kind of like moves, kind of like falls down to a space for a walkway for people to be able to kind of walk down with crates and whatnot. As they are unloading a couple things, mostly just weight for the trip back. But yeah, at this moment, anything you guys would like to do, go for it.
So when he's tying off the ship, Yoon's kind of just standing like directly next to him, to kind of in the way that like when he gets up, like he would bump into me as I'm just sort of staring at him a little bit. And You know, you don't see somebody jump in the air like that every day. What's your name, friend?
Oh, sorry, I forgot you were there for a second there. Oh, hi, I'm offering my hand. Riars, nice to meet you.
Great to meet you. I'm Yoon Aurelian of the Aurelian family. Professional good luck charm and overall fun guy. If you have a quest you're trying to complete, I'm here to help.
I didn't want to say anything, but I feel before that I love your what you're wearing. It's really nice. As you can tell, and you can see now he's got really kind of heavier, non-tropical clothing. He's got his actual armor on and stuff. He's sweating a little bit on the brow, and he kind of looks a little bit at what you're wearing. Well, you seem a nice one to meet. First person I've met on this island here, clearly.
What do you? No, I'm a bit of a traveler. I travel around and try to find interesting people and fun times to be had. What is your purpose on the island? Are you here to have some fun? Are you looking to do something? Maybe I can help you.
Maybe. First, I think I'd like to get a room, perhaps a drink. I have reason to go to the Emberlight Tavern. Not sure if you've heard that yet.
That's the perfect place to go. Just don't tell Marv that you were going to go there ahead of time. If you would, just tell him I sent you. Or we could go together. He'll appreciate it.
Well, together sounds great to me. If you're offering to be a guide, I'll take one.
Absolutely.
Great. Pick up my stuff. Give one last look back to the boat, hoping that it's stopped, and...
Okay.
Bob.
May I
Yeah, absolutely.
say now that once they're docked, it seems like they're otherwise occupied.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to land further along the beach from the docks or somewhere, and then just slowly approach.
Cool. Awesome. I think so I think you have an option here, but let's you know what, I'll roll for it. Okay. Yeah. Never mind. I rolled a net one. Cool. So you
I think you too, apparently.
apparently. I was gonna say there's probably like a place for you here on Bombato, but I'd say with a nat one, there's a possibility that there was, and you haven't been there, or anyone of your specific kind, we'll say, hasn't been there in a while, and you are aware as you kind of like look out, you see that there is what looks to be some sort of recently built building, looking a little bit more established than like the average like hut or yurt that you're used to, directly in the space of where your yurt was.
Oh, really? Oh,
Mhm.
all right. Well, that's interesting. Now I'm wondering if it's the boat I want to talk to, or the people who built that building. Where is the year? Okay. Well, I will take a calm landing away from those people. Being mindful of where the yurt used to be and where the building is. So, kind of edging more towards the boat.
Cool. You can turn yourself up, or maybe get a little bit closer to the camera.
get
I am
close.
hearing you, but
That better?
yep, that's so much better. Yep.
Sure.
So yeah, your yurt is I'll say like there's like a bird eyesight sort of thing here that like, well, it's also very clear, like it's pretty easy to see a place that you would consider to be one of your homes that has a giant, has a giant house in the way of it. Pretty easy to see, but I will say it's a little bit further down, further down the coast. So as you were kind of landing, you land like sort of like a cove area. I'd say you're probably only maybe like 30 or 35 feet off from them.
Okay. Now that I'm standing, anybody who comes in contact with me, I'm only about 5'9", and my wings, the long feathers, kind of trail behind me on the ground, and they're over me like a cloak.
Yeah. I'm gonna roll a luck roll here. Okay, great. Awesome. You see the building sort of off to the building that's kind of like closest to you. You see a figure kind of like stumble out. I'd say this figure looks to be human. You see like kind of like really well dressed. Has the is it cloth? What is the like? That's not it. That like sort of what is it?
A cravat?
Cravat, yes, yeah, the cravat, like sort of thing. You see him like dressed very well, like dressed in a kind of like an imperialistic sort of look. Clearly not from around here. Kind of like stumbles out. Seems to have a drink in his hand. Walks around, clearly not really seeing where he's going, and he almost bumps into you. He stops short and looks up at this face staring back at him.
Oh yeah.
Figure just quickly sobers up.
You say he fell in front of me?
Yeah, he's like 5 feet. He's way too close to you, actually. You know what I mean? Like he almost bumped into you.
I'll gently grab his arm. Let me help you. Come here. And bring him back up to standing.
Where am I?
Bombato.
Are you taking me? Is this my time? Are you taking me there?
No. Not at all. No. After it's your time, then I will.
Okay. You can have this. No, I won't be needing it. And you see him kind of like walk off to the side. You have a bottle of rum.
I mumble to myself, clearly not a local.
Absolutely.
Holding the rum. Rum in one,
you have
staff in the other.
fantastic. Yeah. So at this point, cutting back to Riaris, actually, one thing I will say, Riaris, is before you kind of take one last look at the ship, and you do see at this point Kofi has managed to kind of come up on deck. He kind of just like has his arms kind of like leaning up against the side of the ship. He's only like 20 feet from you. He's not necessarily looking at you. He's kind of just looking at the giant ship-like. I'm trying to think of what to call it. Just a massive building, essentially. A resort, we might as well call it. That's pretty much what it is. But yeah, you see he's up on deck now. If you want to engage, you can, but you don't have to. Your call.
I kind of think by the time he may have come out, I might have already gone with you. So I don't.
Okay.
I don't think so. I don't think anything necessary.
Cool. You got it. Yeah, no problem. So you see, I think from his perspective, kind of like moves over to his perspective where he's like looking at the giant thing and then sees you kind of like walking in and sees his eyes kind of like narrow a little bit as he sees you're walking with a hobgoblin and just kind of shrugs and goes to one of the crates to help kind of like relieve the weight. Awesome. So at this point, I would say, Carr, you see that feeling you get. And actually, would you, putting it kind of in your court, how would you describe what that is? Is that something physical? Is it representative in any way? How do you think it is here?
For Carr, he hears it.
Say that one more time.
He hears whispers.
Just
Like,
whispers. Cool. You got it.
Creepy stuff.
Yeah. Creepy stuff. So you hear this.
Yes, exactly.
You hear, actually, oddly enough, you hear yellow, which actually describes both of you.
Yeah.
But I mean, you knew you were following the ship. You did see him get off. You kind of get the idea that Riaris is your man.
Okay.
Just a quick note. How common are Aarakocra here? Like, is that a common thing, or is it like if you saw one, you'd be like, well, "That's a monster," you know? Like how?
Yeah,
right.
good question.
Right,
Definitely not a monster. Aarakocra are fairly common. There is a right on cue. There's an interesting thing of note here that Yoon, I'm gonna say, give me with advantage. You're from this area, you know, more or less. I'm gonna say, give me a nature or a history check, please. It's a low DC here. You're gonna get something probably no matter what, unless you get looking at that one.
Let's set it up. Well, that is. Oh, I rolled the wrong thing. So good.
Good.
I'm rolling the right thing. There we go. That'll be a 19.
19. Woo! Awesome. Cool. Please tell me. Was that on nature or history?
So that was history. Yeah.
History. Okay, cool. Please tell me why you know so much about birds.
Birds in general?
Good question.
I'm gonna say birds in general and their bigger form, the Aarakocra.
Yeah. From his family and from the place where he's from, the island, and because his family protects a sort of like an area with a lot of somewhat lost knowledge and relics and that kind of thing. I think there's probably a library, a collection of different things there, and I'd say he spent some time there more as a boy, kind of growing up. I think trying to be more. What if I went on an adventure than necessarily as an adult when he started, doing a lot more gambling and gallivanting.
Cool. Awesome. So what you see, there's probably many books around for you to be able to kind of look into this stuff. But I will say this, because a 19 is really good, but I would say it's not a 20. So the only thing I will say, what you do know is you remember actually looking at like a very interesting sort of large book about the birds of the Isles, which is basically colloquially what is known here. You probably I don't know your guys' character enough, so you can always tell me no at this point. But I will say one of the things that really caught your eye was the very bright colors of this book, as there was a lot of like drawings and depictions, paintings mostly, of the various types of Aarakocra and Kenku, and just normal birds as well, of the area. One thing that really strikes you odd as you are walking, just happen to be walking towards Car, is every single one of those birds are usually very colorful in plumage. With a 19, you know that Aarakocras as a race here actually are separated into several different sort of sects of different types of birds, so to speak. So you know that there are fruit doves that usually work in they have their own sort of like a clergy sort of priesthood, and sometimes work in like academics. There's like the big sort of like tough brawny harpy eagles. And there's macaws, right? So any sort of like parrot-like creature, they're typically really good at like being like artisans, traders, of the sort here. Full on for the record, I'm reading off of this is exactly what Jack has made for me. So this is great. I love this. And then you also have even a figure that would actually like kind of somewhat describe this type of Aarakocra. There's also the king vultures, which are usually like kind of like a darker sort of look to them, but every single one of those birds have some sort of representation of a distinct at least one, if not many, distinct, interesting colors. Car, as you're approaching, is black. It's off-putting, for sure. So you guys are kind of like awkwardly, like, I'll say, Riaris and you guys, if you keep moving, you're gonna be kind of like passing by. Car, do you reach out to say anything, or? Car, that's you.
Oh,
Your car.
for some reason I was looking at it. Okay.
No, you're good. It's the first session. First session.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm still thinking the other one.
No, you're totally fine.
So they're walking by me.
Yeah, they're just about to walk by you. I think they're like you. I think. Well, I imagine you do have like kind of an interested expression on your face, unless you think that.
I'm staring very openly at him. Yeah, it's very like
Cool.
just like interested kind of. Yeah.
And I'm looking, staring at both of them as if I'm hearing something, like someone's talking to me, like looking in the air and then looking back at you. I look at the rum and go, you like this? You like this?
This is a friend of yours.
Friend of mine? No, I thought he might be a friend of yours.
I hadn't seen him on the island until now. What do you have there?
It says rum. Yes.
Rum. Yeah, why not? And I'll take a big
give the
swig of it.
bottle. No, I give the entire bottle.
Oh, yeah, then I'll take the bottle and just.
Love it. There wasn't a lot left, I will say.
Yeah.
But amazing.
I'll take a swig of it and then just sort of, place it in Riaris' chest to hand it to him.
Is there any left? I imagine you finish it, I go for
There's
it, it's
none
like
left.
drops.
I will. I mean, it's up to you
Yeah,
if
probably
you want
not.
to.
Almost certainly not. Yeah. Love your eyes, by the way. Yellow. It's beautiful. You're quite interesting for an Aarakocra. Is there? Did I ask your name? I am Yoon Aurelian of the Aurelian family. And you are?
He looks a little shocked, as much as a bird can look shocked that you asked for. It looks like he says, name? Sure, car. Strange. You're not from here, are you?
Is that a sound you make? Is that
Car?
Car? That's your.
Yes. Yeah.
Wonderful to meet you, Car. I am from all over, but I've been here for a few days at least. What brings you here, Car?
I was told to find people and you match the bill. So do you. He points at Riaris.
You were told to find me.
Yes.
Can I ask who? By whom?
No, they come and go. Spirits. They talk. And I shake the bones that are covering my feathers.
Riaris, roll me a perception check. No, we gotta make it magical in your type of way. Arcana or religion, I'm okay with either.
Can I do neither? I'll do religion.
No, you have to roll.
5.
Can I give him
5.
the help action?
No.
Okay.
Unfortunately not. Not for it.
I'm gonna
actually,
use
I
my,
will say
use my
this.
inspiration because I don't want to.
Okay.
I don't want to give it a roll here.
Okay.
So,
Does it look like he's trying to figure something out?
9.
I will give you
I
beginner's
don't
luck
think so.
as
Okay.
well.
I think
So
you guys
take an
got
extra
I think
1d4.
you would
physical
notice.
dice.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why I'm using D&D Beyond. It has just screwed me over all night.
Yeah, don't do it.
You would notice, Car, that when you mentioned spirits, that definitely something in there registers.
Okay.
But I don't think I know what you're talking about exactly.
You can take an extra 1d4.
Sure,
What'd you roll?
You inspire me. I rolled a 9, even with advantage. So.
Okay.
I'm giving
If
him
you-
a point of my beginner's luck.
Yeah, I was say if you put the DC was 10, so as long as you're
Yeah,
saying you're
so-
rolling it, you'll get it.
I was gonna shake your
I got a 1, so I made it.
You're doing great.
Cool.
Just as yeah.
Riaris, you hear something that you've truly never heard before. Please tell me where the we'll say the because I'm truly blanking on whether it's an amulet or not. But the thing that we talked about, can you tell me where it is?
Earring, left ear.
Earring. Yeah, that's right. Cool. In your left ear specifically, you hear, "He's come. He's here. He's come. He's here. He's here. He's gonna save us. He's here. He's finally here. He's finally here." Carr, you hear the exact same thing. Riaris, this is brand new.
Yeah,
You hear?
I'm gonna look over like my shoulders like this as I hear it, especially over my left shoulder. But yeah, totally brand new. Freaked out for sure by that.
That's new.
So there is a lot of spiritual energy in this moment right now. So Yoon, I'd like you to roll me a religion or arcana check.
I'm gonna go with. We're gonna go with Arcana. And you know what? I'm gonna give myself beginner's luck too. Just a little bit of yeah, so 11 plus 3, so that'll be a 14. I think there's just just a shuffle of the deck. Kind of one of the cards pops up and kind of gives me a little bit of a reminder of one of the lessons I learned about Arcana in the past.
Okay. You don't hear these whispers, but you do hear something as if someone's talking to you. I'm sorry to stack these rolls in this, but go ahead and roll me an insight check as
No
well.
problem. That would be let's see, 2 minus 2. Believe that's 0.
That's a 0.
You guys want to start today's game over? You just like start from the beginning
We're
and
gonna
it's
be
just
best
like we'll roll
friends,
back and
just, figuring this out here.
It can only go
Remember-
up from here.
fine with me.
I'm gonna say,
Life.
remember you said those words. You do actually. So this was just to see if you recognize the voice. But what you do hear is a voice that says, "The sun's eye blinks. Time resets its gaze." That's it. Now, say, like, in that moment, like, you, like, the conversation between Riaris and Carr fades out. The music even would fade out as you hear that. It's in your mind. You're not really aware of what. There's a couple things it could be, right? But you're not really sure where that came from.
Well, friends, I'm sensing a fair amount of what's called synchronicity. You both seem oddly familiar, and Carr, you said you were hearing voices, or something was telling you about something.
I always know.
Oh, well, that's fair. Yeah. Some people have more of an inner outer voice. Did anyone hear anything about the sun's eye blinking?
Yeah.
Not yet.
Not yet. That's such a good answer. Not yet. So good. Yeah. What do we see from Riaris right now?
So I think he kind of looks back and forth and is a little bit tongue-tied, not entirely sure. both with the quick influx of new people around and talking about these things that he kind of thought is what he was working on, and he's holding the jug of empty rum in his hand and just kind of looks down at it, looks at the other two, and just says, "Well, I think I could use another one of these, perhaps, to think about it. What does that sound to you two?"
Did you finish the bottle? I just gave it to you, friend.
It came empty. Car, you drank it all, apparently. I don't know.
Oh, no, the man who gave it to me came from that direction. I'm sure we can find one.
Well, I know a place that has a lot more, and it's the same place you were trying to go, Riaris. I suppose without any other leads, let's head to the... Is it Everbright, isn't it? Emberlight. Very close. I have approximate knowledge of things.
Is
Yeah.
the Emberlight anywhere near the building I'm concerned with?
Absolutely not. It's actually, but it is the direction of where the man went.
Okay.
But I will say, like, honestly, above board, like, if there's anything you want to like, there's a concern for sure, so you can like check that out if you want, or you can follow them.
I want to follow them. The building's not going to go anywhere. It's more stable than the earth. So I can check out the building another time.
Awesome. Cool. So you guys enter in to the Bombato resort, as I am making a note to come up with a better name.
I mean, it's a resort from now on. There's has to be.
No, don't say that, because then it will be. As you are walking in, you hear the sound of tavern music being played. First off, there are actually there's a really large sort of open sort of area where there's two spiral staircases that seem to kind of go up with various sort of floors on them. The Emberlight Tavern is actually on the first floor and underground. It is very easy to spot, as there is a huge sort of archway that's been built. You kind of get the idea this is the main tavern of this place. There's a huge archway that has been that has been built, probably big enough for all three of you to be able to kind of walk through. As you walk in, you hear a conversation. It sounds a little hurried, like someone is sort of nervous. We move a little bit past your shoulders as we kind of zoom into the room, as we see Marv cleaning a glass behind a bar, specifically kind of moving, not getting a full vantage point of this place. We're actually moving right into this scene sort of in the corner. As we see Marv going, okay, yeah, I don't know, I haven't seen any goblins, did you say? And from that point, we see one more time now from Marv, we see the camera change position as we see a figure with flowing, almost metallic pink hair, green skin, and just jutting lower jaw. Ogre, could you please describe your character for us?
I'm not going to talk with that fully on. I just want to do that little bit.
It's tough.
But Ogra is, first thing you see of her is her very bright pink hair. She is very tall. She is 6'2", very muscular. Her shirt is almost like it was made out of a bed sheet and turned into a crop top just to fit her. She has a 6-pack in the beginning of an 8-pack showing underneath it. Her pants are stretched and torn like it wasn't made for her either. She has this muddy necklace on her neck that isn't really well taken care of. She's carrying the staff with bits and bobs on it. and this like raggedy torn shield. She has jewelry, but they're all different, like different types of metal. They don't match. And she has one blue eye and one red. She looks very frantic and nervous being in this place. And that's Ogra. And she has no shoes on. And is carrying a big orange backpack.
Awesome. Ogre, please roll me a d4, please.
2.
Awesome. So since our one-on-one session, it has been about a week since that day. A lot has happened. Obviously, like kind of like going into backstory, what we talked about has happened, obviously. Since then, you have been hurrying to try to get from your home to the closest place that you know people exist. The first place you went to, the tribes around full on ran in terror. Not so surprising for you, although it seemed odd how quickly they got up and ran. It's been 2 days since that event has happened. It took 2 days to go from that area to where you are now in Bombato. And you are standing in front of a barkeep who has explained, welcome to the Emberlight Tavern, and you immediately go into your spiel of what's been going on. And we'll say, let's kind of like take a little backpedal from that, from the beginning of that conversation, actually. So you walk right in, you run up to the bar. Hi, welcome to Emberlight Tavern. Can I get you a drink? I'm Marv, by the way.
Mr. Turtle Person? Ogra?
Marv is fine.
Marv?
Marv. Close enough.
Marv. Has Marv seen, people with goblins or a bunch of goblins being brought here or anywhere else?
Goblin? Like a bunch of them?
Yes, a bunch.
Like a party of them?
A bunch. And she just holds
Are
out
you
her
like
hand.
in like a... Oh, it's like a bridal party or something? I didn't see a ship come in that had that on there. No, and there's one off in the corner there, but
Like more than Ogra's hands. A lot more than Ogra's hands.
more than your hands, or you're showing me your fingers or your hands?
Fingers. More than Ogra's fingers.
Okay.
These,
all right.
more.
Well, you're showing off as he holds up his 4 fingers on each hand. All right, you're showing off. No, I don't. Sorry. I could ask the owner. But no, I haven't seen. At this point, Yoon, Riaris, and Kar, you've kind of caught up to the bar, and you see Marv kind of looks a little bit over your shoulder. Ogre. Hey, you guys seeing any bridal parties around or anything?
Bridal parties. I think I remember.
What is a
of like the goblin, like a goblin bridal party, right?
What is a bridal party? I don't even.
No. Brides. It's more than Ogra's fingers being taken. Ogra needs to find clan.
Oh.
Goblin clan? Or you're not a goblin.
What is Bird Person talking about? Of course Ogra's a goblin.
Oh, you see, like the guy, white guy moves away from the scene.
What Ogra be if not goblin?
Okay, big for goblin.
You are a very big goblin for sure, Ogra. So
Ogra had 6 growth spurts.
6. That makes sense then. Well, you don't usually see someone here going home with more than 2 people, let alone 10. 10 would be a lot. Is anywhere?
I've seen. Not at sea.
I assume these would be goblins going somewhere involuntarily.
People took Ogre's clan, and person with big hat, and Ogre needs to find her clan, her family.
Big hat.
Big hat.
Does your family have big hats? Or
No, person who took Ogre thinks it's the same person. Ogre with a person with big hat.
Do I know any groups in the area that wear big hats? It's simple.
I'd say both Yoon and Carr can roll a history check.
Wow. 19.
Pretty good.
History is one of my strong suits.
There's not a lot to go on here, right? So Ogre's just telling you that someone with a big hat has done something with her clan of goblins, of which she is clearly not. With the 19, you know that there's several types of beings that wear hats. Notably, like if they're talking about a big hat, like the biggest hats you've seen are usually like worn by pirates, usually like captains.
It looked like, and I start putting my hands like as if it's supposed to be, and I'll actually take one of my wings over and put it over my head and kind of like
And Ogre's gonna just like, no, more like that.
I will say, just above board, she basically makes the same shape, but it's tilted to the side.
Okay.
So maybe pirate.
Yoon's gonna cast a minor illusion cantrip to make the shape of that hat, I suppose.
Perfect.
So what it looks like is he takes his cards and does the whole like fluttery shuffle thing out, and it forms the shape of the pirate hat in front of him.
That's awesome.
I love that.
Like this, something like it.
Yeah, Ogre looks kind of like it.
Pirates. They steal people. They're not nice.
I haven't seen your goblin friends, but I tell you what I do see, and that's an opportunity. We have 3 chance encounters today, and now a young lady needs something, is in distress.
Right on freaking. You're just popping these lines up for me. Right on cue, seemingly from nowhere, sliding in to the bar, is this rather androgynous looking being wearing like a kind of a interesting sort of like looking like, it almost like kind of looks like a denim jacket, but it's like covered in these like interesting sort of like pink and blue and purple petals, so much that it's hard to kind of see the material underneath. This figure, obviously you can see, has kind of like dreads on the sides, is wearing some like very shiny sort of like lip gloss sort of material, has earrings kind of on the side, you see in their eyes a like interesting sort of like, I'll say we'll say it's the left one. From the left one, you can see there's like embers sort of like burning in the iris, and you see as Regine, Yoon, as you know them, comes kind of pushing in. I hear there's a lady in distress. How may I be of assistance? I am Regine. I am the owner of this facility. Just extends a hand out to you.
Ogre just takes both hands and just shakes. Ogre needs help. Ogre needs a lot of help. Ogre's looking for her clan, a bunch of goblins, more than Ogre's fingers. Ogre doesn't know, but more than this.
Okay, dear. It sounds like you may need a drink. We'll figure this out. It's okay. You. Obviously you.
I'll have one too, please. Yes, please.
Okay. Hello.
Hello.
I tell your name is.
Yes. I'm so sorry. I'm taken up in the story. My name is Riaris. I just came in on the boat. Sorry. Yes. Nice to meet you. Wonderful establishment you have here.
Nice to meet you. Kind of like positions their hand into more of a handshake. As I assume you shake their hand.
Yes. Yep. Absolutely.
Cool. Awesome. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh. Take it back. 13.
13. Cool. Awesome. Low DC. DC's 10 as you see them kind of like, oh, I'm so sorry. Sometimes I forget to turn that off. And you see they flick their hands and you see like fire kind of glow up. From your hand, you could feel like it almost, it was the feeling of like touching a lighter right after it went off. So it didn't burn. You didn't take any sort of damage or anything from your hand, but it felt like it could burn if you held. I'm so sorry. Apologies. My name is Regine. I am the owner of this facility, as I've mentioned. Welcome to the Emberlight Tavern. So we'll get those drinks. Marv? Yeah. Come on, honey. And you see Marv kind of comes over with just a slew of glasses. And you and anything in particular, dear? I haven't had a chance to be able to figure out your favorite yet.
I find I have a taste for rum.
Very well.
Also, Marv, looking great today.
Oh, geez, I completely forgot. We quick cut to Marv, who is like thrown on like a vest, but you can see the vest seems to be like ripped, very much like Ogre's, like ripped from the head down to the sides. It's taking like a solid second. You kind of figure it out right away. It's taking a solid second to recognize that he must have taken some sort of tablecloth himself and actually ripped a hole in the side and just like tried to. Very kind of you, Yoon. Marv, we use that tablecloth. No, it's fine. All right. And you see the drinks are poured out for you. And my feathered friend.
He just seems very pleasantly overwhelmed by people talking to him. And yes.
Well, first off, may I ask, who is it that has recently passed?
No one yet.
I see.
They invited me. It's fun.
Oh. Wow. Put that on the list. I have an ashwing in my establishment that came here of their own volition.
Yes. It's interesting. People talk here.
Absolutely. Oh, I understand. Looks at the blank faces around, I think with everyone. Your 92 is pretty good. Ashwing rings a bell. But not enough for you to be able to kind of know. So like as Regine kind of explains, you go like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And actually, I'm going to fully allow Jack to kind of explain this, if you don't mind. What is the deal with Ashwings?
They are not born very often, and they are, as far as most people know, and I won't give everything away, but as far as most people know, they are speakers of the dead, and they are the carriers of the knowledge of their tribes. So they are simultaneously respected and pretty much avoided. Like when I speak to some of my tribe, they will always answer me and help me, but it's a very short and are we done now and can I go? So
And Yoon, there's a couple of different reasons why, and I don't want to go too much into it, but it would make sense that as far as the idea, bless you,
Thank you.
as far as the idea of like reasons on why you've never met an Ashwing before, are probably based on your family name, if you catch my drift. Like, I'll put it this way. Most likely there's probably someone who handled that for you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Or, if it doesn't make sense, just the luck of the draw. Get it?
Nice.
You guys will get that in a second. Okay. So Regine just kind of explains all that. So judging by the increased blank look on your face, so you must be from out of town, looking at Riaris. That's you.
Blessings to you as well.
Wow.
You could say that, yes. First time on the island.
So mysterious, not giving where they're from. Very well. Oh, let's see. What time? Oh, it's almost time. Please, feel free to finish your drinks. And you know what? Pulls, let's say, with a telekinetic movement, actually manages to kind of move shot glasses themselves as they're able, as Regine kind of just pours a shot of rum for everybody at the table. Does Carr partake?
Car smells it and is like, oh, no.
That's not
I
liquid to
don't
drink.
know what that would do. I already hear voices. I'm just going to set that aside.
Hey, maybe we'll even you out. You don't know.
More for the rest of you.
I think Ogra will like take a sip and go and like try to switch it with someone else's empty cup after they drink.
I want to do something fun with Ogra actually on this. Ogra, roll me a. What's your? Your wisdom. What's your nature? No, nature, not so much.
Nature on D&D Beyond it says -3, but remember we changed it
Actually,
so it's -1.
Okay, -1. Cool. Cool. And I can actually, I think, fix that on my end. But what I will actually have you do is roll me a survival check.
Oh, survival. That would be a 21.
21. Awesome. So Ogre, you smell this as this like kind of like odd sort of it has this like kind of like fruity sort of smell to it, but as you kind of put it on your tongue, you can taste the like sort of interesting. I don't know how rum was made, gang, but I assume it's some sort of fermentation. If I'm wrong, whatever. It's alcohol. In your case, I'm gonna say right here and now, you cannot get drunk because of your class and what you are. You are a representative of things that are ferment, so to speak. So I will say it obviously the taste, all those things, that kind of stays the same. So obviously you can choose to not drink it. But I will say, just for the record, in case that comes in, you are not able to feel the effects of alcohol.
I want to say she like does that, like how she sees people sipping wine and sees them doing it and then doesn't like it, and
Cool.
she wants to switch it with someone who down theirs fast and take their empty glass.
Oh, you take. Oh, okay. You're switching
Yeah,
glasses.
like-
Okay, so you're
yeah, like-
giving them the already in your mouth rum.
And I take their empty one, so
Love
it
it.
looks like I did it.
Please roll me a sleight of hand check. And who do you do this to?
Yoon.
Okay. Yoon, roll me a perception check.
Sleight of hand. It's going to be 16.
16. Nice.
I also got a 16.
Ooh.
Meets it beats it. Yoon, you did see that happen. It happens right before you.
So-
like, you're not able to. I don't think. I'm gonna say this. With a 16, you notice the end result. Like, you notice it just being passed to you.
Right. I mean, even if he had noticed her like slide it over or tried it, he would have just taken it and drank it anyway, and just don't mind if I do. To new friends, fortune favors the fool.
We're gonna do some fun homebrew stuff here because Ogre, I know what you are, and this is just funny. Yoon, you've had lots of alcohol, and rum on the perspective of alcohol is pretty low, so it shouldn't really be an issue. But roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Something he is especially good at. Well, I got a 13.
13's pretty good. I'm gonna say Ogre somehow bumped the DC up to 15. So you were feeling pretty dang good, friend. As Ogre somehow furthered the fermentation in that process. Awesome. Very cool. Yeah, so you're feeling the effects of that. I'm not gonna say that you're poisoned yet. I'm gonna say it would take one more, but like you notice, like you went from 0 to 60 in a space that was
Right.
awesome.
I'll see him swaying a little bit next to him and just give him a good clap on the back. Yeah.
Cool.
All right, over there, Ewan.
Feeling good. Stronger than normal.
Actually, I gotta roll. Okay. Regine, who saw that whole thing. Wow. Okay. Well, all right. So what I would say is go ahead and find a seat as close as you can to the stage. You're not going to want to miss this. Yoon, Sylvia's up. You guys go and find a seat close to the stage?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. In this, at this moment, you see the bards kind of stop. Oops, that's not what I wanted to hit. The bards stop playing, and you see one of them kind of step forward. As you see one of the other musicians kind of goes and grabs a chair, and they sit down. This bard in particular has this like interesting sort of like it almost is like, I would say it's probably like a cross between an oud and like a normal sort of like dreadnought acoustic. It's somewhere in between. You see the lights around the Emberlight, which are all torches, all in this normal sort of fire. You see them all kind of come down as you see Regine just kind of just like seemingly just pulling them down from the air. And you see with a snap of their fingers, you see a torch kind of light up right in the center, right where you guys are at. And a figure comes out as the bard begins to play a tune. You hear the entire den start to quiet down as coming behind the curtain is a figure that is, for anyone in this room, I would say probably one of the most beautiful things you've ever seen. This female walks out, and you get, for a couple of you, you quickly get the idea of what kind of bar this can be at the Emberlight Tavern as you see a scantily clad figure walk out. Rather short, about maybe 5'1", 5'2". The figure begins to dance. And as she dances, you notice a mist surround her. Even as the light is as the torch in the center stage is kind of pushing up, you notice that she kind of, as she dances, she puts a hand out to that torch, and you see that torch goes dim and changes to a soft blue. She continues to dance, and I would say in this moment, I need everybody to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Mm-hmm. Nat 1.
Natural 20.
Okay.
I got a 4.
7.
Oh boy. Oh no.
For all of you who rolled below a 15, whatever troubles you can think of, which for Ogre had to kind of be in that one, seem to melt away in this moment. You lose time. You lose the idea of things that you thought about as your future. What is my fate? What is my destiny? Who am I missing? Who am I running away from? Riaris, you see her dancing, and you can't help but feel an overwhelming sense of homesickness. This is nothing like the women you've seen of your tribe and your specific clan of that tribe, very beautiful in their own way, but very physical and somewhat military in their personality. This figure is so alien to you. It just doesn't have that same effect. As she finishes her dance, you see the bard. As you see her finishing her dance, you see her kind of like move out back towards the curtain and away. And the bard just kind of keeps playing, just in case. In this moment, you recognize that you're not entirely, the bard themselves are not entirely sure of the routine, as it must change all the time. There's a silence in the multitude of maybe like 10 or 15 people in this bar. This bar's huge, by the way. There's no clapping until the lights come back up, and you hear ruckus applause in a space of a time that, or in a way that like 3 or 4 times the amount of people would be able to make this sound. What do you all do in this moment?
Card definitely claps and caws.
Awesome.
He's having a grand old time.
Love it. I think as the rest of you all kind of take this moment to kind of like have that sort of reflection, as Car is like the first one like up and clapping, you're kind of coming back to you come down, the saving throw kind of pulls away as you felt yourself captivated in time, as if time itself had stopped for a moment. Ogre, give me a perception check. Or sorry, excuse me. Religion or Arcana.
Neither of those are good.
Not as good.
Well, it's going to be a 5 no matter what.
Okay. You hear this warbled sort of sound in your head. And as the lights come up and people are clapping, you're not able to hear them right away. It kind of comes in like a wave. And with that, we're going to take our 10-minute break. We'll see you guys in 10 minutes.
Okay.
All right. And we are back. Dan, come on back, man. So in as we are waiting, or as we're we see the curtain kind of like draw to a close, and we hear the clapping. All of a sudden, the rest of the band quickly kind of come out, and, like move in their seats, and immediately get up and start to play again. So we hear everything kind of moves back to a normal sort of state. Everybody, you see like a couple people that are kind of like talking, like kind of like whispering, clapping. At this point, we get a clear view of the tavern itself. So the tavern is, I'd say about 50 by 50 feet. You see about there's like 10 or 12 individuals here. We can see the drunkard that Carr kind of like ran into is kind of like leaning up against the wall, and it's like clapping, but doesn't really seem to know to stop. But yeah, whatever you guys want to do here in this moment. Sorry, let me turn the music down a little bit. Feel free. Whoa, I hear someone super loud. Sarah, go ahead and talk for a second.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Is it me?
Do I hear you twice or something? Oh, you know what? No. It's not that. Does she sound weird to you guys too?
I think it might have come through somebody else's stuff, but otherwise it sounds fine to me.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm hearing that one from you too, so obviously it's me. Weird. Hold on 1 second. Someone talk?
Hello, I am talking right now. Hello, I'm a person, and this is how I talk. Regular voice time.
Sorry, I'm gonna jump out and come back in.
Okay.
Ogre's just gonna like lean amongst the group and goes, "Psst, is that what people call a peep show? A lady brings out a flame and changes a different color and then takes it back out? You just peek at a flame?"
Just a common, regular old peep show.
Yeah, it's like you all got like really loud for some reason. That's okay. I guess I can just turn it down for me. Evan, can you talk again?
Sure. I'm just talking my probably normal voice. Is about the same volume as I might talk otherwise. And I got really loud for you or something? I haven't changed anything as far as settings goes, just so you know.
Yeah, I'm hearing like crazy noises. Hopefully this is... I'm gonna do something real quick.
Let me rejoin real quick. It could be me again. Who knows? Just
well, if I'm the only one hearing it, I'm kind of hearing it for everybody. Cool. Sorry, gang. We're gonna take a quick 2 minutes just to get something set up. I'll just switch my headphones up.
For everybody at home, a group of goblins is called a malignity.
I just saw that.
Also, colloquially. Thank you. Got it.
Yep. I think these are not my normal headphones that I'm using, so that might be what freaked out. Because my other ones didn't want to charge, but they're charged now, so we're good. Okay, cool. Just need to adjust wavelength. Yeah, I am still hearing.
Yeah,
Like
I'm
some
hearing like a
weird feedback
weird.
from Dan.
Yeah,
I think maybe that's
I think-
that's it. Yeah.
I think it is coming from you. Because he
I think
seems
it's-
louder than he was before.
Yeah.
I think it's weird coming through his speakers. I think it was still speakers that he was getting. Maybe not though.
But you guys weren't hearing anything odd before.
I was hearing a little bit of something, but not anything that seemed like as noticeable as what you were hearing. Like I was hearing a little bit of
Okay.
that static sound and maybe a repeating sound, like an
I-
echo, but not that much.
I was hearing some pretty weird things when you started noticing it. Yeah.
Oh, you were? Okay, all right, okay, so it's not
It was the static repeating sound for me.
all good.
Is that any better, or I don't know?
You're still a little
I
loud.
can turn. That's okay.
I'm loud.
Turn you down. I don't think that you do sound. I think you sound better. Keep talking.
I will do the Evan. This is me talking. Here I am, speaking.
Cool.
Aloud.
Yeah. Yep. We're good. We're good. Cool. All right. So yeah. So what would you guys like to do as you see? And I will say. No, never mind. Let's get a moment just for you guys to be able to kind of like role play in this moment.
We are sort of lean back a little bit. Whoa, that was quite the performance. Haven't seen anything like that before.
It was fun.
And although it's not definitely not Carr's primary mode of performance, he still uses it in the car. So he'll be like tapping the desk, and the foot that has more of the bones around one of his ankles is also kind of going with the beat of the music. So he's kind of just like improvising at the table quietly. He's not trying to interrupt them. Just quietly,
Cool.
just like what a percussionist does when they're not really thinking about it. What Carr's doing.
Right, absolutely, yeah. Awesome. Jack, we are hearing it, but say feel free to come a little closer.
Oh, okay.
Right. Yep. Sweet. So, yeah, I think at this moment, you see, once again, I think just like, for the record, this person is not disappearing and reappearing somewhere. It's just how the camera works on this. As you see, Rosine just kind of like sidles and what do we think?
That
Good,
was
huh?
very interesting. She's pretty.
Yeah, she certainly is.
Ogra was asking the others, this is what it's called, a peep show? Someone brings out a flame, changes it a different color, and then takes it out?
There are hatchlings here?
Say, stick around till after hours on that. We'll see if we can figure out something for you. But no, not quite. Sylvia is, well, she is a fine dancer, but that is the extent of her services. Would you like to meet her?
Sure.
You see Regine kind of goes out backstage, and not but a second later, you see Sylvia walking. I'll say at this moment, you've had some interaction. We'll say probably not to the extent of what we've had in our one-on-one, but you've had some interaction with Sylvia. So as Sylvia walks out, you see the mist has faded, you see a fake. I'll say for everyone else, go ahead and roll me a history or nature check, and go ahead and tell me which one it is.
16.
A dirty 20 with history.
Awesome. Evan, are you
We'll do
muted?
a 2 for history.
No, I'm not muted. I just well, I hope I'm not muted, right? Okay.
No, you're good.
You were asking them to roll, right?
No, everyone.
I thought you said
Oh, I'm sorry.
everybody
yeah,
else
you already
because
know.
I had already.
You're absolutely
Yeah.
right. Yeah. Cool. Sorry. Let's get those numbers one more time.
16 for nature.
Nice.
Dirty 20 for history.
Fitting.
History 2. I got a 2 on history.
Nice.
I had a good deal that day.
Yeah. Ogre 16's pretty good. I will say what you notice from Sylvia as she kind of approaches your table, the dress that she's wearing has this like weird sort of prismatic sort of look to it. It seems to kind of like change colors in the light that's kind of dancing off it from the like flame that you're near. But you also notice that her skin as well seems to be almost a little translucent. You notice this specifically in like certain way, like as she moves to kind of like shake hands with each of you and introduces herself. You get the feeling that this creature is clearly not normally of this plane. Carr, with a dirty 20, you know exactly what creature this is. Sylvia is a sylph, a elemental fairy, somewhat specifically of the plane of air. You've never seen a sylph before, I don't imagine. They're extremely rare even for these parts. But we'll say you can, well, actually, ask this, Carr, how would you know that Sylvia is a sylph? Where do you think you get this knowledge from?
Honestly, probably racial memory.
From what? Sorry.
Racial memory.
From Maestro. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you just you kind of clock the pieces there, and you recognize. Okay, all right. So that's all right.
I remember the stories from my elders that I incorporated. I'm like, okay, I know this.
Yeah. And sylphs are often confused to be of the Feywild. They do have this sort of fairy-esque sort of quality to them. They are in many ways fairies, but not necessarily of the same sort of temperament or personality. So Sylvia the sylph. So she bends down, kind of shakes a hand with all of you. Riaris, I do want an insight check. And actually, Ogre too.
Yeah, that's a 3.
Dude, someone get this dude physical die for Christmas, man.
I got a 6.
Yeah, and I got a 3 on D&D Beyond and a 2 on physical dice, so you take whatever you want.
Dude, oh my god, that's crazy.
Ogre's just completely transfixed on the really pretty clothing.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Sweet. Actually, you know what? I'm sorry. You also roll me an insight check.
Mm-hmm.
Be a slightly higher DC for you.
It'll be a 17.
17 will do it. You see as Sylvia shakes everyone's hands, obviously, kind of looks at you and just kind of nods. Clearly, you guys have had some conversations, enough that I'd say the information that was on our one-on-one, probably without any altercation. You notice that Sylvia seems to be not doing a very good job of what would look like someone meeting someone for the first time.
Is that with everybody or with somebody specifically?
I would say with everybody. The only reason my car wouldn't roll is because car, I think you spent that time like going like, I know what you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, actually, car. Roll me a perception check, please. Or excuse me. Geez, every time. A religion or arcana check.
23 religion.
23. As you hear her introduce herself, you hear her voice, and in that moment, you hear in your head, not necessarily when she's shaking your hand. I'll say she probably has kind of like moved like further down the line or whatever. You hear the sun's eye blinks. Time resets its gaze. With a 23, you absolutely recognize that voice because you just heard it from Sylvia.
Oh. So it was Sylvia's voice who said it.
It was Sylvia's voice who said it. Now, not, the time is off. She's talking to, like, she's introducing herself. She's talking physically at that same time. She's not even looking at you. There's no inclination that she is, like, sending you a message in any way. You're just hearing that. At that moment... Go ahead. Yeah, please.
Carr looks extraordinarily confused. And he starts looking around and looking at her, like, almost pecking the air, like, to get closer to her, and, like, looking at her. He's agitated because he's used to hearing spirits, but he's not used to hearing a voice of somebody who's right next to him who hasn't cast a spell.
You got it.
So his demeanor just on a dime is like...
Cool. She does notice this, kind of like looks over to you, kind of like has this like sort of innocent, sort of like questioning vibe to them. But at the same time, no, she'd be polite. At the same time, she doesn't continue to. She kind of takes a pause and lets Regine kind of do like the talking of like talking her up and like saying like how great she is. But she does kind of look over to the side at you, Car, and you do hear a message that says, "It's okay. Permission to calm you."
His feathers ruffle. He goes, "Yeah," and he's kind of. And he shakes his head no, but now that he knows that she realizes it, okay, there's something else at foot, and he needs to eat something else to understand this. So he just calms down a little bit.
Okay, cool. You see her like she's looking at the group and like calmly like kind of like nodding along with what Regina is saying, and then looks at you again and says, "It's okay. All will be revealed soon. This is not the first time we've met."
Feathers ruffling.
Yeah.
Okay. He just sits there and he's tapping the tempo at which I guess the subdivision of his taps are far more. He's not just doing 8 notes. He's like 16 notes. He's clearly nervous. He's still keeping in time, but he's like just putting it into the drumming.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. You'll hear in your you'll hear in your head one more thing as she looks around. Not this time. Make sure as soon as you find Riaris, you get them to find me. A few of you will know. It's imperative that you find me as soon as possible.
Hold on. Pause. I need to check something.
Sure.
just as an aside, because it's bothering me, what is that thing where you play 3/4 over 4/4? There's like a name for it when you play those two stuff. It's not just a polyrhythm. There's like a specific name for that one. I'll look it up later, but I forget what it is. Like this, yeah.
I can tap it, but I don't know it.
Yeah.
So, I, with my drumming, I shift it slightly and cast otherworldly gaze.
Okay.
And I'm not sure it'll help because it's perception check advantage. I can see eldritch creatures within 20 feet of me. Anything that's transformed by magic. I'm basically looking for something that would explain this. And it's all I have. But I think would allow me to see beyond.
This is reminding me to make sure that I check everybody's spells. This is technically a Steinhardt's spell.
Oh, I should have this?
However, I think this spell is great for this. I want you to keep it.
It fit my character. I'm like, oh, that's perfect for me.
Yeah, I love that. I think this. I don't think this hurts anything. Cool. So you advance your perception. You know, oh my god, since breath spell. You can see the true form of any stage. Cool. She is. What you see in front of you is her full translucent form, her full like sylph form. So she is masking a little bit of it. You see like this. Essentially, she looks like sort of like wisps of air that is a vaguely female humanoid sort of shape. But she is. She does seem to be tethered to this realm, so therefore she looks the way she does. What are you trying to figure out from this?
Well, what Kara's putting together right now, it seems like there's something going on with time. Because she's saying, when I find Riaris, but I have found Riaris, I need to find her, but she's right here. So there's something that's going to happen. I'm trying to see if I can latch on to when.
Cool.
Like, can I see how far away it's going to, like, how long do we have before that happens? Because for her, it's something in the past, but for me, it's something in the future.
Yeah. That's, I'm going to say, like, above board, that's pretty tricky for a level 3 College of Spirits bard.
I'm trying.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to say you need a 25 religion check. You need to roll in that 20.
Okay, well, let's play.
I want to say while this is going on, I just lean over at Yoon and goes, if Yoon's a goblin, why isn't Yoon green?
Yoon is a Loa. Loa. Not a goblin.
A Lola.
Loa. The Loa.
And this goes on for like the whole time they're talking.
Is guidance will be cast on yourself, or does it have to be somebody else?
I'll allow you to cast guidance on it. Does that get you to a 25?
Well, I haven't rolled yet. That's what I'm asking.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I'm
I'll
like,
say it's gonna be pretty hard, but yeah, I'll allow you to add guidance.
And the other question I have, because I don't know, although let me see. No, it won't work. Never mind. Okay, so yeah, I'll do guidance. So I'll get my roll +4. Why not? Let me see. Here's the religion. Yeah. It's not gonna work. I got a 16 total, and even if I got a 4, it'd be 20. So.
You got it. You feel that that patience is the answer to your question.
Okay.
At this moment, Ogre, give me a perception check.
Oh shit. Bounced out of the dice box. Okay, perception. 13.
13. With a 13, you see a figure walk into the Emberlight Tavern that looks extremely familiar. It's not her, but they're wearing the same uniform. They have not seen you. They're not recognizing you. They're walking to Marv right now.
One sec.
But you truly feel like you have precious time to react.
Ogre's just gonna do a and call muffins.
Okay. Here? What's your intention here?
I want Muffins to poof next to me, and I'm gonna have it charge the person. Like, not a charge, it's a charge.
Okay, you got it. Cool. Muffins appears to your side, crashes the chair next to you. For all intents and purposes, for you guys, the initial response is you realize that all of a sudden, like, Ogre has let a bear into here. The entire, like, the bards stop playing. Everybody is like running around, rushing. Ogre, I'm going to roll for it here. Nope. See, Marv is actually just kind of pointing over in your direction as you see the figure makes eye contact with you. I need everybody to roll initiative. This part of it is going to be theater of the mind.
Okay.
You want us to tell you or type it in somewhere? Go.
There's 4 of you. You can tell me.
Okay.
Got an 8.
Okay.
I got a 5.
Why are we not hearing anything? Okay, let's try this one. There we go. We're at 8. Car 5. What did you other guys get?
23.
Yeah.
What's up?
You.
23 for you.
23. Gotcha.
Sorry. And Riaris got a 21.
Nice.
Dang, gang. Cool.
Do I have to roll initiative for Muffins? Oh no, he goes with me on
No, goes with
my
you.
turn.
Yeah,
Just
we're
better,
gonna
yeah.
keep it simple. Awesome. So Yoon, I would like a perception check for me, please, before you're gonna start.
I got a 5. Does that do it?
Jesus. And you rolled a nat 20 on initiative?
No. I have a +4 to initiative, so I rolled a 19.
Okay, the 19 still. Cool, awesome. You have no idea what's going on. There was just a giant beast has crashed into the chairs around you. I think you immediately sort of assume that this creature is the threat, as you would probably just. I mean, it looks like a bear. What I will say on this is that with that, that is enough to be able to kind of immediately sort of get the, to be able to kind of see, to get an idea of what you're seeing. Jeez, I don't know why that was so hard to say. Which I will allow Ogre to explain here in a second. As you are looking for the head of this creature to aim your attack at. Ogre, please describe to me what we see with Muffins.
Muffins is this big, hairy thing, and at first glance it looks like a bear. But then you realize as you're taking a deeper look at it, trying to like, where's the face? Where's the front end? It has no face. It's more rounded. There's these little wings on its back. Doesn't really have the right proportions, like a wings on a bumblebee, but feathers sprouting out of it. It is very hairy, no head, no face, has 6 legs, and is the size of a bear.
It's a tardigrade.
This is known in this realm as a Hundun, a figure that truly has no head. You cannot see its head at all. So imagine the body of a bear with an extra set of legs and wings, and you got it. That's what you see. So I will say, Ogre, you kind of started this initiative. Do you want to yell anything to your party? Otherwise, Yoon's probably going to attack Hundun. That's why or Muffins. That's why I'm saying.
Seeing that he's about to attack my head, I'm going to say, "Don't you dare hurt my Pegasus!"
Are you directing him? Like you're not giving the idea of where of what is the problem. You know what I mean?
I just like yell out to like corner of the eye, I'm seeing like him pointing, and I'm like, "Don't you dare hurt my Pegasus!"
Okay. Yoon, you have no idea what's going on. There's nothing that is like, you just see Ogre has summoned a Pegasus, quote unquote. Your perception was pretty low.
Yeah, I mean, good thing Yoon doesn't do a lot of attacking, so he kind of he's really more like excited and interested, just like, now this is interesting, and he's gonna draw a card.
Okay.
So this is the first time I'm doing this. This is the deck of Opon. Does a lot of different things depending on the card.
Go.
So we'll go
He
with
kills us all in the first half.
good. This is usually the lower is not necessarily worse, but only the face cards are good things. So
Okay.
the two of waves.
What a night.
We have flames, winds, waves, and stones. The two of waves. A random object within 60 feet of you that weighs less than 20 pounds becomes an egg.
Fantastic.
A lot of them are, yeah.
That's so good. I love that so much. You see the torch right in front of you all of a sudden just goes completely dark as you see this this very large egg that just like kind of appears and just starts rolling onto the stage away from you guys. Amazing.
Well, that is unlikely. All right. I'm going to then use my racial trait to give the help action to Riaris.
Boy.
With the Fey Gift passage, so we both, until the start of my next turn, we both increase our speed by 10 feet. So just, I'm not necessarily moving anywhere. I think more like I startlingly stand up from the chair, draw the card, and that happens, and then the help action is a little bit weird with the racial trait because it's something you kind of have to do before they're doing anything.
Right.
In the course of, so yeah, whatever he does, I'm helping him in some little way. So I'm kind of more, it's kind of like I'm, I guess, focused on him. Like whatever he's doing, I'm going to try and help him in some little way. So yeah. And we both increase our speed by 10 feet till next turn. And that's my turn.
Cool. Fantastic. Awesome. Riaris, it is your turn. Please roll me a perception check. Don't roll a 3.
14.
14. Nice. Awesome. What you see as you look around, you see Ogre is yelling. There's a Hundun. Go ahead and roll if you want to like think of the idea of what you would like if you would know what a Hundun is. I fully think it should be a higher DC for you. I'm going to allow it to be the same.
I don't think he has any idea.
Yeah, actually, I didn't give you any idea. Like I just told you what you see.
Yeah.
So you guys have no idea. And for all you know, it's not a Pegasus. I'm gonna say there's no roll necessary to know that it is not a Pegasus.
Yeah, I think he's very confused by that for sure.
Yeah.
Being like, I have no idea what this is, and it's not a Pegasus, and what is going on?
With a 14, you see a very well-dressed elf. You see the long, kind of pointy ears. You see there is black hair that has been tied back in the tightest braid you've ever seen, that goes all the way down to the small back that you notice because he turns, pulls out his sword, but turns away from you all and runs out the door.
Ogre's just gonna go, no!
I think Riaris' first action would be to equip himself, feeling a little bit pissed off that he's caught a little bit unawares. So he would, if it's his action, it's his action for sure. He would, don his shield and get his lance ready to go. So then maybe at that point I hear Ogre kind of yell no and kind of look at Ogre and what is happening right now? Who is that?
Those people, Steel Clan, they hurt Clan.
This elvish gentleman does not have a hat on. Is that correct?
Does not have a hat on, no.
Riaris goes, just kind of looks at Olgra and all right, and we'll chase this guy out the door.
Okay. As you chase this figure out the door, please hold.
Oh,
Oh, that's so good.
Nice.
theater of the mind, he says.
Well, I was hoping we didn't have to run the whole thing in the bar, because that would have sucked for me on how we designed this thing.
It's called a resort.
Yes.
Excuse me, the resort. Yes. Okay. Riaris, as you run outside, I will carry that perception over. You, sir, see not one of the armored, or excuse me, of the of the armored sort of officers. You see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You see them starting to, like, at this moment, starting to kind of draw their weapons to, like, come at you. They look like they're going to come in. Actually, I'll say, because you're kind of like you're in that bullet time. You see the officer without the helmet ends up throwing his sword to one of them that's with a helmet. Grabs that. They exchange weapons as you see him holding a spear and flips it around to go to charge in. As you were coming out, you hear the phrase, "She's in here."
Okay. So Riaris understands running out there would be a very terrible idea, and so I think he's going to immediately kind of look and see this.
Oh no, you're out there.
You're out there. Okay.
They see you.
So, but maybe I had a little extra movement to get back and just kind of give everybody a look and be like, "Fuck it," or
Yeah,
fuck, I should say.
no, I will allow that. I just want to make it clear they saw you.
No, I know that I have been seen. Maybe I would hope that, oh no, I'll close the door and they won't see me. But no, I've certainly been seen, but I think that I would see the situation and still not know what's going on. And just take a step back in and just say, we have company. A lot.
Okay.
Company.
You got it. So you're standing in the door. I'll say you're kind of like off to the side and just announce to everybody we have company. Yep.
Yeah, and try to take up a defensive position. I don't think I have any actions to do dodge or anything. So just defensive position right there.
You got it. Like inside the doorway.
I don't want to be necessarily standing right in the door. Maybe like right off to the side, or just not in obvious view, if that's possible.
But inside, not outside, right?
Yes, inside. Yes.
Okay. You got it. Cool. Awesome. All right. It is their turn. One of them puts their glaive up to your throat, and you see actually the one that you saw that kind of ran off, and you see like a clenched teeth elven figure just look at you and just go, "Stay out." You can respond.
Stay out of what?
Exactly. And he moves further in. The rest of them all move up. They're going to... I would like a perception check with advantage from you guys.
Who? For me?
What'd you get? Yeah,
15.
15. You see a figure kind of come RP-wise walking up. Looking very relaxed. You see this figure has the same sort of type of armor on, but has a cape that is kind of gently sort of swishing behind them. With a, you said a 15?
Yep.
With a 15, you notice two things. You notice a very big hat, and you notice hair that looks very similar to Ogress.
Like color-wise, or just... Okay.
All right. So the Merlin Look are going to go. They're going to move past you. You're basically kind of giving them access, so they're going to move past you here. So we have currently 3 people in the bar. So you hear them kind of shout as they pass you, Riars. You, come with us. And is pointing to Ogre. That is Ogre's turn. Kara, you're on deck.
So there's a few of these people right next to me telling me to go with them.
They're about 20 feet from you at this point.
I already queued up Muffins to do a charge attack, and I can do that as a bonus action, right? Or is that a full action to command him?
Whatever it says on the stat block that we associated with, that's... Did you send that to me?
Yeah, I did.
Cool.
I think we went with, like, since it's like a pet, like, we went with
like a bonus action to command to attack? Yes,
yeah,
that is a bonus action.
Yes, that's what I mean. I've already given him a command to use the charge attack, so I'm going to use my bonus action now, and I'm going to make it like I'm bowling with him, with these guys.
Cool. You got it. Go ahead and roll to attack.
Okay. That's cocked. That's better. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20 hits. Go ahead and roll damage as you were hitting. I imagine the one that first saw you, because he's moving past you, just going in.
That's going to be 8 points of damage. And he has to make a strength saving throw or be pushed back 10 feet more.
What's the DC?
It's the same as mine, I want to say, so at 13.
Cool. Awesome. Rolled a nat 1. So you see him actually just get fully just kind of like pushed into like just behind or just in front of Riaris. Riaris, I will give you a reaction if you would like to get involved in that moment as this person is reeling backwards. It's your choice. You certainly don't have evidence to necessarily say that you should. It's up to you.
Is he like bundling into me? Or
Yeah, he's fully bumbling into you, yeah.
I think I would try to restrain him.
You got it. Cool. So I'm going to say go ahead and roll a grapple check with advantage as he is kind of like...
Is that just a strength check? Not
Pathfinder rules, but he's off balance.
Just a strength check? That what it is?
Athletics. Athletics against his average.
Natural 20, so total of 27.
You grapple, I'm going to say with a natural 20, because, man, do you guys need it. You not only grapple him, you're able to disarm him of his weapon. Because you're able to kind of knock the glaive out of his hand and hold him back. You see the other two are looking at you, but there's going to be a whole round before they're able to kind of react to that. Awesome. So, Ogre, that was your bonus action time.
I'm still in, and there's 2 other people, or just 1?
So there was 3 people that came into this bar. You subdued one of them, taken 8 damage, and is now grappled. So yeah, there's 2 more.
At one of them closest to the door, I'm going to use a thorn whip on them.
Cool. You'll have to move forward for that, because I think it's 10 feet, right?
No thorn whip. I only had to be 30 feet.
Oh, great. Awesome. Yeah, you can do it from there.
I don't think that's going to happen. A 9.
9 does not hit, unfortunately. you see them like kind of like they have this shield that has this like serpentine-like looking creature on it, and they bash it out of the way. You see this one has a helmet on too.
And Ogre's just gonna like roar like very deeply, very primal, and goes, "Where are they?" And that's gonna be the end of her turn.
You got it. Awesome. So it's going to be Car's turn, and then yeah, it's going to be Car's turn.
That's it.
Are we still in the building?
You are still in the building. So at this moment, right? So there is you don't know what's outside technically in character. You see Riaris is withholding or is holding someone, has disarmed them of their weapon inside the doorway. You see Ogra has just like sent her giant beast out after one of them and like clocked them back, the same one that is now restrained. And you see there's two others that she is just roaring at right now.
All right. If I back away, can I get near a window? Or an opening or something?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, you can.
So I'm gonna like just slowly start backing away, but I don't like what's going on. And I don't like that Riaris might be jumped by other people. Because he seems like a nice chap. So I rolled this earlier. You can check. I rolled at the beginning of the meeting, like early in the meeting.
I believe you.
I rolled the
Prove
I
it.
rolled my Tales from Beyond, and so
Oh, cool.
I call my spirits and I whisper to them and remind them of the stories of the cloud giants that won the battle for the cloud giants on the ground. And they fly over to Riaris and give him Tail of the Brute. And they whisper this story in his ear. So you now, each creature, Riaris, that you can see within 30 feet that you choose has to make a strength saving throw against DC 13. On a failed saving throw, the creature takes thunder damage equal to 3 rolls of my bardic inspiration and is knocked prone.
Damn.
Okay.
So if anyone comes after you, you just feel this story welling up as you spirits are swirling around you, telling you the story, and that's what you can do.
Is that like an action, a bonus action? What?
That's my action. I'm not
That's
sure
your
how much.
action.
My action
You just
is
use it as a free action or something.
all I know
Say
is
a
my
creature
action.
takes
Gives you.
Yeah, so that's this I think this happens at that point.
Or do I do it now?
I don't know because
Yeah,
the next
I like the idea of you giving it to him on that. I don't think you actually like that's technically how it works. You just do
work?
it.
It does,
So
but
it comes from
also
you.
one of the reasons that sounds really powerful is because that table, you only roll your bardic inspiration die on that table.
Oh,
It's
I
not
thought
like
you rolled
you
it-
don't roll the whole
oh.
D12.
Okay,
You
let me
get better
roll.
as you go through till eventually you can get all 12. But in the beginning,
Okay.
you only roll your D6.
I did not.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Well, let me re-roll and roll a d6, and maybe I won't do that.
And that was 9 on
Yeah.
the table. That's why I was like, yeah,
Yes,
that's pretty.
I rolled a d12. I just never did that. Thank you.
Yeah, it's like everybody takes. Yeah.
Okay, so let's see what I actually did. I rolled a 6. What would that mean?
Oh,
That's
nice.
what happened then. Let me see.
Cool.
Still good.
That's still pretty good.
Oh. Okay, so then I changed that because they seem to be after Ogra.
Yes.
I am going to whisper to the spirits, but I now have Tail to Travel.
Yeah.
And that is going to give her. Plus, I rolled this. Oh, I have to roll this thing again. So, Ogra. Sorry, I'm still learning this class, guys.
No, you're good. First
Good,
session, gang. First session.
Yeah.
Ogra, you get an extra 8 hit points. A bonus 8 hit points right now. And your walking speed increases by 10 feet, and you have a +1 bonus to armor class. So you have to get the hell out of here if you can.
Nice.
So same idea, but it doesn't go to Riaris, it goes to Ogra. I'm like, the Tail of the Traveler and the Aarakocra that flew miles over long distances that didn't think they could make it. Those spirits start whispering in her ears, and that's where she has me.
Nice.
Awesome.
So that's my
super
action.
cool.
To move?
It's your bonus action.
No, that's my action. I can use an action to choose a creature to be the target of the Tail's effect.
Sorry,
That's my action.
Oh, you're right. Gotcha. Cool.
So my action was that I would just like to back myself up to a window and look out. Like, what am I seeing? Like, because I feel like a caged bird in this room. I can't fly.
You got it. Give me a perception check first.
Okay. That was 13.
Okay, sorry, 1 second, game. It's weird. I don't know why it's doing that. 13. With a 13, yeah, you see a total of, including the ones that are inside, 8 guards around. I would like a history check, please. Low DC.
12.
12. Cool. Okay, yeah. With a 12, you do recognize this this outfit. These are called the Merlin look. I'll put it in the chat here, but MERLENLOK. They are a faction of an elven city that is east of here, an island east of here that I don't have in front of me, honestly. I'll grab it later. They are extremely, as many creatures, including yourself, they're extremely, I guess spiritual would be the word. They're a cult. They're a cult. They believe in the second coming of an ancient being that will come from the waters to cleanse everyone. And they're extremely well outfitted and very dangerous.
Okay. I look out there, and I don't know if these people know who the Merlin look are. And so I say, lots of dangerous zealots.
Perfect. Yeah. Yeah.
Give them a clue as to what we're facing.
Love it.
And do any of them seem to be looking out the window that I'm at?
Question. Nope.
Okay.
They're fully looking at the front door. Everyone's kind of like facing that area, that front door.
Okay, then I'm not going to flee because I don't know what's going to happen. I don't want to be on my own. But I am going to stand with my back near the windows to my left, and my back is against the wall.
Okay.
If that makes sense. I can see what's going on. There's no one behind me.
Right. Cool.
Okay.
Awesome.
And that's all I got for now.
You got it. At the top of the round, you hear Regine yell out, "Oh, hell no! Everybody get out!" At this moment, I need everybody to roll a wisdom saving throw, DC 17.
Nope.
Wisdom.
No.
No.
I'm smart, not wise.
So we got no from
Wait.
Evan, I believe.
Right. I did not get it.
I doubt 9 would help.
Absolutely not. Yeah. Riaris, same.
Yes, fail. I got 12, yeah.
If Muffins has to do it, Muffins would automatically succeed if it's something that it has to hear. The creature automatically succeeds any saving throws against a spell. Oh, this is a spell. Never mind.
This is a spell suggestion, isn't it?
This is a spell.
Well, a
This is
spell that
actually
requires the target to hear the caster.
This is not a suggestion. Regine is a very powerful caster, and this is my clever way of getting you all outside. You are all.
This is not a suggestion. This is a command.
This is not a suggestion.
This is a command, yeah.
this is a very boosted command, as you all are magically vanish from your point and get transferred outside.
Can I ask one question?
Yes, please.
Do any of the Merlin book make their save?
Great question. No, and yes.
Silver Barb.
Okay, cool. And a no.
Yes.
Fantastic.
And then-
They're all out.
Nice.
Hold on, and then
Yes.
I shift the Silver Barbs to give advantage to Ogra.
Ooh.
Awesome.
Nice.
Very cool. All right. So now you guys, sorry, I'll pull the mic over. Now you guys are officially actually on the map.
Hooray!
So Ogre, you appear here. Yoon, I'm gonna put you here.
Fine with me.
This is Car for now. Car, because that's fun, I'm gonna put you on the roof of that.
Yay!
Riaris, I'm gonna put you here up close and personal.
Yeah.
And then our three friends, one of which I will say. 18. Yeah, you are able to keep hold of your figure as you are both transported out. Awesome. And these two are moved forward here. Cool. I forgot to grab muffins. Let me go grab muffins real quick.
Yay, I can't wait to see muffins. Okay.
Let's put muffins right next to the fountain. Center stage.
God, yes.
Cool. So for this fight, now that everybody is on the field, we have two cameras. We have this one right here, and then the top side camera we can use that can zoom in and move things around. We'll say there is a third. It's for some reason not working right now. So we'll say feel free to ask for either the main camera or the top camera. So this is main and this is top. Yoon, you are up.
So there are, it's like 3 of us versus 9 people. Is that what's going on
There's a
here?
lot of them.
8
8.
total.
8 total.
Four versus 8.
I missed. Did Okra get another roll? For the save?
Oh, I got to attack them for advantage, right? Because of silver
No,
bars?
you got an extra save on the thing to get out.
Oh,
Doesn't she?
It's advantage on the next roll, though, isn't it? Like
It's
the-
advantage
Yeah.
on the next roll.
Oh, on the next roll. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
Never mind.
No problem.
Thank you.
No problem. I was say we could roll to see if you're able to do that beforehand. But no. Yeah, because
Okay,
you
fine.
guys left before
yeah,
they
we all
did.
got
Next one.
pushed out.
Cool. Yeah, Yoon, you were up. So
Okay.
yes. So 7. Let me just make sure I'm right on this. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just kidding. There are 9 people on here. So there are 8 guards and 1 captain.
Right. Yeah. I saw that. Yeah.
I will say, like at the top of your turn, you absolutely know who these people are.
Okay.
I wouldn't say necessarily your family in particular has done business with them. They might have, but you're well aware of this cult.
Okay.
They're very rich. They're very powerful. You're not aware of any names, I would say. But I will say, yeah, because you're kind of like out, like kind of in this main field at this point. You also notice that one of the figures, who is wearing a big hat, shares the same hair as our beloved Ogre.
Yeah. So the closest one to me is this one. Would be on Yoon's left, far left side, closest to the camera right now, right? That kind of guy. If you have your pointer, I guess.
I believe there it is.
I'm pointing right to it.
Yes. So you are here. The closest enemy to you would either be the one that Riaris has or this archer right here.
Let's go with the archer. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna cast suggestion on the archer. That's gonna be a DC 14 wisdom save.
That's a natural 2.
All right. So Yoon looks directly at him and just, you know, it would be absolutely hilarious if you went back and you found, you know, the holy book that you all read and worship. If you just ate the first 3 pages of that in front of whatever their equivalent of the high priest would be, that would be hilarious.
Oh my god, I feel like they should have advantage on those because this is their whole thing. So first off, you say, you know that book you have? And they just, in response, they like put down their bow and they point to the scroll that all of them have, that they all carry with them. Oh my god, and you just told them to like eat it in front of...
Oh, and it's a
In front of a
scroll too, so they're gonna have to go.
Whoever
Yeah,
their
like, in front
equivalent
of
of
a
their like
person.
high priest or just an authority figure in general. Yeah,
An
yeah.
authority figure. Yeah, you know who the authority figure is. Oh my god. Make sure that they're in full view of the captain as you see them take out take out the scroll and just start like, I think from the side, like from the handle, like trying to like bite the handle off. Oh man. You are the only one that I think sees this because there's a lot going on and you're the one that kind of directed them to do that. As soon as they disrespect their religion, essentially, like their piece that represents their religion, they fall down dead.
What?
I will say, I'm going to say this to kind of get the idea of like what possibly happened. Give me a perception check, a perception or arcana, either one.
Your arcanas. Oh, that's a 12.
I rolled an 8. You see, it's not their turn. This is essentially what they're going to be doing on their turn.
Right.
You see the captain just put a hand up, and you rolled Arcana.
Yeah, I rolled Arcana. Yeah.
Cool. Just cast a disintegrate spell.
But also,
So there's no bodies left?
it has the disintegrate
No body
spell. That's
left.
really
That's
not.
the worst thing for Carr.
I need a
Yeah.
body.
But yeah, this is rough.
Yeah.
Cool.
Not as funny as I'd hoped.
God, I want this show. Netflix, put this show on the air. That's so good.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my bonus action then to give I'm gonna give Muffins the help action, just to do it. I'm giving him the help action with the Fey Gift Spite, so if he happens to attack somebody, they'll get disadvantage on their next attack roll. It's I'll put it in chat, but it's yeah,
Muffins
just the
gets
help
it?
action. Yep, Muffins gets the help action, and that'll be my turn. I'll put it in the
Fantastic.
game.
Cool.
I love that.
We are it.
We
Go
have a battle where we have to have muffins as a thing.
Oh, yeah, I assume Muffins is going to be in it. Listen, hey,
No,
Hey,
just the word
Sarah-
muffins.
Hey, the word muffins? Yeah, fair enough. I was gonna say, hey, Sarah, if you don't have muffins in every battle in this, nothing's gonna happen. But I'll be butthurt about it.
So I
Riaris,
love that
you're-
model.
Muffins in every battle.
Awesome
battle.
model.
I
Gotta
love that
be.
model. That model is freaking.
Is that a
amazing.
real thing that like from the game
Yeah.
that you pulled? Okay, I was just like, how did you find a
Yeah.
model that works that well? Yeah,
I
awesome.
was wondering how.
No,
you
it's
even
yeah,
do
it's
it.
a real yep.
Sweet.
Awesome. All right, Riaris, I believe I still have him grappled. I'd like to move just 5 feet south from where I am, closer to those
Okay.
two other dudes down there.
5 feet.
I don't know if south, I don't know what direction. Yeah, just
I know.
kind of drag him just like 5 feet down there. I don't want to get too close, just bringing the other guy who I grappled with me.
Okay.
I can do that. I think I can do that.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
So it's gonna be 10 feet because you're dragging.
Yeah, fair enough. Not going any further. And as I'm pulling, I will just kind of look at the other two guys. I'm not looking at the guy in my hand, and I will just tell them, I was like, I really think that you should stop and back down. And as I do so, the gold in my eyes will start to glow a lot more. The light gold starts to pour out of my eyes, as I'll use radiant consumption to trigger that. And I will then make one attack action at the guy who's furthest away. I think I don't know. It doesn't really matter which of the other two guys. Not the guy I'm grappling, but one of the other two guys. I'll make a lance attack at.
Yeah, either one. They're gonna have the same stats. So
Cool. That'll be a 22 to hit.
22 hits. Good lord, you guys are level 3. Stop it.
They got out of the way.
Yeah.
D8. So it'll be 7 plus 5, so 12 damage, plus 2 more radiant damage, which I'll pump into him from the radiant consumption. Yeah, and I just think I'll the guy I'm restraining I'll drag so he's kind of facing the other way, not towards the party, my other companions there.
Okay, so you kind of like move.
Yeah, I'm
them
kind of just like
away
ripping
from
him and dragging him towards. Yeah, exactly, type of deal.
You got
Awesome.
Here's what I would like you to describe, because this is a very interesting thing that is your attack. Please describe to me what you're doing specifically.
Yeah, so I mean, there's certainly a lot. I mean, I think I'm restraining this guy. And like swinging him around, and as I do so, I'm kind of bringing the lance around. When you can see it almost start to. There's not like a lot of shimmer.
Uh,
Yep.
No. I was gonna. Okay, well, while we're waiting for him to get back, that was crazy. So while Riaris is like headlocking this dude, a lance, which is a two-handed weapon, Riaris pulls out with one hand, and is able to kind of like slam on the ground and then dig it right into that first person, being able to carry it with one hand and shoving into it.
That's amazing. I mean, it's not only just a two-handed weapon; it's like a two-handed, like mounted weapon. So to use it
Yeah.
on the ground like that is amazing. Yeah.
Yep. Super cool. All right. I described the attack for you, if that's okay.
That's fine.
was
I
awesome.
was nothing very special. Yeah, I was talking. I was like, oh, we were in dark, and I'm talking to myself. I'm just gonna keep
No,
going.
it's super freaking cool. That's why I wanted to bring
Yeah,
it
it
up.
was
But yeah,
great.
just basically explaining, like, you take this two-handed mounted weapon, like Evan was saying, like mounted weapon, and grab it with one hand and just.
Yeah, as I'm kind of
Nasty.
swirling around, holding the guy, driving kind of into his chest, that deal, pumping in, and I'll stay right there. And as I stay there, they all take 2 points of radiant damage at the end of my turn. That'll be my turn.
Nice.
Did you add that to your original attack for the one guy?
I get both, so you get 2 damage for 1 attack per turn, and then at the end of your turn, it does 2 damage in a 10-foot AOE. So,
Cool.
yes.
Awesome. Wow. All right. All right. It is their turn. Okay. First one that is grappled by you is going to make a athletics check to try to get out. So it's going to be contested by your athletics. Oh, he also would take 2 damage. Forgot about that.
I'm muted. 13 for me.
13. Okay. So he got a 16. So he's able to kind of like wrench himself out of your grasp. He was disarmed, so his weapon's inside. So he's just gonna turn and clock you across the face. It's cocked. That is a that's a 16 to hit.
That misses.
Goes to like swing. You're able to kind of like maneuver out of the way, or I mean, honestly, just take that giant. This is not the first time I'm going to do this. What the heck is that thing?
Lance.
Lance,
Yeah, just
thank
kind
you.
of
Take like slam it into the ground and like maneuver over to kind of block that around. Oh, you also have a shield. You use your shield.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, that's a point of order.
Okay.
You does a 16 hit if you are not wearing your shield? Because I don't think you can wear your shield and grapple him.
Oh, good point. So then, yeah, fair enough. And a 16 would hit, yeah. Yep.
Okay, cool. It's just an arm strike, but they are still nasty. So it's just 2 points of damage. Okay. Well. Okay. I'll be nice and say only one of them have advantage from flanking. Flanking rules, by the way, guys, we do that. So it just gets to be on the opposite side. So they're going to attack you. One of them's going to attack you with advantage with their sword. That is a 22 to hit.
Yep. Yep.
And then the other one is going to straight roll to attack you. That's a natural 19 to hit.
Sure. Both hit.
As you see, their weapon is pulled out. They're going to. I need I believe it's a dex saving throw.
Dex save. Wrong dice. 15.
15 makes the save. Okay, cool. You're still going to take the extra damage from that as one of them tries to kick out your leg to trip you, to kind of knock you down. You're able to kind of maneuver out of that, but you're still going to take the extra damage from this hit as you take 11 points of damage.
Okay.
That's one of them. The other one is going. The other one hit with a natural 19. They know at this point not to push you back because that's not going to be helpful for them. So I think I need one more dex save.
Another dex. Ooh, that is 11.
Okay. You are knocked prone as the other one kicks out the other leg, and you manage to kind of like fall to the ground as they send their sword through you. That is in math is hard. That's 18 points of damage.
18 points of damage?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You see Riaris, he kind of crumples under the onslaught there. Definitely a little too big for his britches. Unconscious.
Oh shit.
You
Riaris
haven't
goes
even
down.
faced the guy who has disintegrate yet.
Riaris, as you are down, go ahead and give me one more. In this case, it would be a religion or an arcana check.
Oh, boy. Oh, of course, I rolled good for that. 17.
Cool. You hear the sun's eye blinks, time resets its gaze. Is this the first time you're hearing that?
I think that phrase, yes.
Cool. Yeah. So that's the first time you hear that, and you feel your earring kind of like burn as that's the last thing you feel as you go down. So, Riaris is down. That is 3 of our friends. Okay. 2 attacks on Ogre from the bow and arrow dudes.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 19 to hit and a 16 to hit.
1 hits, 1 misses. Because I got that extra AC.
Huge.
Oh, okay. So that puts you at 16. I thought it put you up at 17.
It did put me up at 17. So the 16 did not hit, but the 19
didn't
did.
hit.
Oh, it was a 19. Okay.
Yeah. All good. Cool. You take 15 points of damage. Or excuse me. Sorry. Math is hard. 13 points of damage.
Okay.
The glaved one is going to attack you now. That is an 18 to hit. Which I believe hits, correct?
Uh-huh.
Oh gosh, that's nasty. That is 15 points of damage.
Wait, is this a reaction? They're in 10 feet of me?
This is an attack.
Second guy.
They're within
It's the
5
second
feet of
attack.
you, yeah.
Oh, so I can use a reaction.
Sure, absolutely.
Then I use Halo of Spores. As a reaction, if they're in 10 feet of me, they can get 1d4 necrotic damage.
Okay, you're still going to take that damage,
Mm.
but yes.
Soon as they
say
hit,
you-
soon as they hit me, all the spores just come off my skin.
Okay. So you did take 15 points of damage from that glaive on top of that.
Okay, and they take 3 necrotic damage.
Okay.
And you have to make a con saving throw of 13.
Fails.
Okay. So 15 already.
Is Ogre still up?
I think she's barely up.
What was the? Anybody remember what the first damage was?
13?
It was 13.
13
said.
and 15.
Because I had 32 with the temporary hit points.
Oh, that's
Oh, you
right.
got the
the
temporary
Damn, hit points. It's
It was-
huge. You have what? You have like what? 1 HP left?
1 sec. I have to pull out a calculator. Math is hard.
2. No, if she had 32, that would be 3 left. But yeah.
Minus 15. I have 4 hit
Negligible.
points.
Oh, 4 hit points. Okay, cool. All right, looking rough, gang. You see the captain moves up 20 feet. Already took their action, but yells. You hear this woman yell, "No, alive!" I said. Okay, but that is the end of the Merlinlock's turn. It is now Ogre and Kara, you're on deck.
Okay.
You
I
got
don't have
this.
Yeah. Okay. Well, my first plan just went out the window, but screw it. Ogre, after getting hit so mad, is going to grab the person right next to me who is hitting me, and I'm going to cast Chill Touch. And just grab them by the neck.
Okay. Cool. Just a reminder, you do have a player down.
I know, I can't, my only healing spell, I have to touch them and they would get an opportunity attack if I moved.
Okay. Cool. That's true. Yep, you gotcha.
I gotta stay up to heal you, so I gotta take care of this guy first. That's gonna be a 24 to hit.
24 hits for sure. Jesus, guys.
And Ogre's gonna say, "You won't hurt any more people." And that's going to be 7 points of Yeah, necrotic damage.
Cool. This is from Chill Touch? Okay.
Yes.
Nice.
And then my
Alright, regain hit
bonus
points also.
action. I can only. I go back to this character sheet. 5, 10, 15, 20. I wish I could have gotten both of them, but you moved the other one. So I'm gonna have Muffins. If I could get these two that are clumped together and use a charge attack to just push them forward. Or at
Okay,
least
cool.
one of. Can you do a top view?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Then I'm gonna have Muffins, the guy closest to the top by the fountain. Muffins is gonna charge him, and I want to try to knock that guy back to hit the other guy to bring him closer to Caw.
Okay. Muffins is a large creature, which means they're going to take up that space where they're going to take an attack opportunity from the two that are there.
Okay.
You willing to risk that? Because
I'm just trying to get them away from him.
Go through here.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Unless-
These two. I want to get the two there.
I don't
See
know
how-
what there is. Where
I
Riaris
see
is?
those two, the guy next to Rasa. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your character's name. Yes, these two right next to each
yeah.
other.
Cool. You got it. Absolutely.
I want
Yes.
to attack those two and try to push the other one back into the other one next to it to the
Okay.
left. Or to the right.
So you're trying to push them into each other.
Yes.
Okay.
Like doing the ball thing where you hit one, the other one will fall back.
Okay. Cool. What's the speed of
40 feet.
Muffins? Great.
40.
Awesome. Yeah, you can do that. Cool. It's a saving throw.
First, I gotta do a hit. And the saving throw is for the hit for them to be pushed back.
Roll with advantage.
Yep, that's what I'm doing.
Sweet. Just got to make sure that help
Good
action
call out.
Good
does
reminder.
stuff.
Yeah.
That's going to be a 26.
Jesus.
Or 23,
Okay, yeah.
sorry. 23.
26. Holy shit.
So be like, wait a minute, hold on a second.
They got
Okay,
a +8 to this attack.
Wow.
That's true, they do. Yep, that's right. Wait. Oh, this is a charge. Yeah, they do.
Yeah. I made sure I
Uh,
had enough 10 feet to do it with.
Cool.
So-
So that hits, and now it's the strength save. Okay.
Yeah, first they're gonna take 12 points of bludgeoning damage, and then they're gonna make the strength saving throw.
Okay. What's the DC in the strength save?
Same as mine, 13.
13. Okay, makes the save. Does not get pushed back. Does that end your turn?
That's all I can do, so yeah.
Keep in mind that guy has disadvantage on his next attack within the next minute from the help action spite thing. That's a racial trait. I put it in
Cool.
chat, but yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Feel free to remind me when it comes up too. Car, you're up.
So can you move the camera slightly, I guess, down so I can see
I
that?
can do whatever you want.
Can you remove all of the enemies off the board?
Sorry.
And
I guess
There you go.
because I said can, doesn't mean I would.
So those
that's fair.
how many are standing around? Okay, yeah, correct name. Riaris. How many
say,
people are
that, say that one more time. Still having a hard time
how many
hearing
people
you.
are around Riaris that are conscious?
Oh, there are 3.
Okay. Have they been beat up at all? I'm trying to decide what I want to do.
Yeah, one of them's they both taken damage. One of them's taken a surprisingly big amount.
Okay, well, I don't know if it's gonna work, but I'm gonna fly down. Like, so what? I'm trying to do a couple things here. I'm gonna stand upright, so I go from 5'9" to 6'1", and I bring my wings out to their full thing, and I land, I guess, diagonal from where they are on the ground in front
Okay.
of your chest.
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
Yeah, like there. I want to be like in a catty corner with yes, but I want to face them, and very loudly I say,
The dead belong to the Ashwing.
and I cast sleep at second level.
Nice.
And because I'm at full height with my wings, I'm hoping there's some kind of intimidation since we're from the area, and they may have heard of us.
Okay, cool. Go ahead and roll me an intimidation check.
Only a 10, but
Really hard to intimidate a zealot.
yeah, I know. But it's worth a shot. Okay, so I get to roll my sleep. It is supposed to be 5d8, but so 7d8 hit points fall asleep.
Cast this way, you spend second, you roll to extra 2. Yeah, 78. Cool.
$32.
Okay. Cool. One of them falls asleep.
Well, that's better. Better than none. I'll take it.
Yeah.
That is also the one that had disadvantage on their attack. But yes, that was no. That's yeah, that's it. The rest of them seem to kind of just like ready their weapons sort of towards you, but they're also kind of looking down at Riaris.
And I assume trying to stabilize him, even if I were to take an attack, is a action.
That's an action. Yep.
Then I will just stand there, with my full wing spread, like hissing at them, like a vulture, an angry vulture. Let's see what they do. I don't know.
Awesome. Yeah. We'll kind of count that into that intimidation check.
Yeah, that's fine. They ignore me. That's fine.
No, I'm not ignoring you. It's yeah. You see them kind of like they seem to be kind of emboldened on the idea. Like it is like culturally not okay to attack an Ashwing.
Right.
They don't seem to adhere to those rules.
Right.
That's fine. And that's you, and then Riaris is rolling death saves.
All right. So
I'm trying real.
If I could have seen you, you would have looked very scary. I know.
So okay.
Sorry. Let me get a better view.
Yoon takes out a coin and just flips it up in the air. As it comes down, it takes on this sort of this shadow blade like effect to it. You know, like it's a little unreal to it as it flips. And then so I'm casting Shadow Blade to bring out a Shadow Blade. And then that's damage, but it has to hit first. I'm going to flick it at the leader as a thrown attack. But I'm going to use all or nothing. So basically that turns it into a coin flip where heads is a crit and tails is critical fail. So all right, so I have this color, no color coin. I'm gonna do color is crit, no color is fail.
Okay.
Right.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. Interesting. Go ahead and roll damage, please. Oh, this is a good time to ask everybody. How do we want to do crits? For pretty much all my campaigns, everybody agrees to max damage plus the roll, but that means the enemies get that too. So it's up to you guys.
I like
Let's do
max
it,
damage
Nick.
plus the roll. Makes it always
Yep.
feel like, significant. when you get a
Weighty.
crit.
It does something. Yep. Agreed.
Yep.
So it's max damage instead of doubling the dice?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Sweet. Yes, give me that max damage plus the roll, sir.
Yeah, so max damage there would be 16 plus the roll 14, so 30 damage. I don't think you add any of your ability stuff on the Shadow Blade. I think it's just Shadow Blade. So 30
I don't think so. Yeah.
damage.
Damn.
30 damage. Wow. Where do you hit her?
Is she carrying a scroll?
She is actually not.
Okay, then.
Yoon, give me a quick history check. Just
Okay.
for fun. For funsies. Because we're playing a
20.
game. Give me a history check. Okay.
30,
Cool.
20.
You know anyone? I don't know. You know about the scroll thing. Basically, the idea of the scroll is basically you hold onto the scroll to. There's a certain point where you were kind of like made. You were given a test to be able to kind of improve and kind of move up in your station. You have to memorize that entire scroll, which is level 2. Like I'm trying to think of like truly like level 2, like the extent of like the Bible. So you'd have to memorize the Bible. She has memorized the Bible. That's the only reason why she could be not carrying a scroll.
Okay. Then yeah, I think it's right at the top of the head where just has like a kind of a head, or they have like kind of a special headdress type thing, like there's like
She's
some
wearing
plumage
a
there or
pirate's
something.
hat, essentially.
A
She's wearing
pirate's
that
hat?
tricorn hat. Mm-hmm.
Straight through the pirate's hat.
You got it. Cool. So you slice in an ogre. If you remember our one-on-one session, this this plus this, you see the cut go right down into her eye, permanently disfiguring her eye. Awesome. Good job. She's still up.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
good job.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Riaris.
Do I roll publicly or do what's
Your call. You can send me a private message if you would like.
Add a D4 to that. I'm gonna use my reaction to give you beginner's luck.
okay?
Whatever it is, whether you roll poke, just add a D4.
All right, I will send it to you privately. So, a point of clarification: from what it seems like, radiant consumption does not turn off when I go unconscious. It just says it ends either after a minute or when I use a bonus action to end it. It doesn't say it stops when I go unconscious.
I'll allow it for now. I think there's like a blanket statement on those things, but it might specifically have to say it. So I'll say I'll allow it for now.
I mean, I don't know. You can not allow it. It seems weird because coming out of my eyes, which are theoretically closed at the moment. But I just point of order. I've been like looking into it. I'm like, it doesn't really say anywhere.
Yeah, for the duration. Yeah, I'll allow it.
Because it lasts for a minute or until you end this bonus action. Usually it's pretty clear when it says or if you go unconscious. So, yeah, anyway, sent it to you. If they take 2 damage, if not, then they don't. And that's my turn.
Okay. They look at you as the radiant consumption goes in. That does a couple things. Did you send me what you got?
Yeah, I sent it in EV Mux. Should I send it in? I don't know.
Yeah,
send
send
it in Discord.
Discord. As you, as that radiant consumption just happens to kind of like go out of you, It's going to hit everyone within 10 feet, correct? Everyone
Yep.
that you choose or whatever.
I think it's everyone. I don't think there's a choice. It's everyone
Oh, it's
within 10
everyone.
feet.
Okay.
Yep.
That includes the one that has been put to sleep.
That it would. Yep.
So, in this moment, I will describe eventually what the what the rest of you see. But Riaris, final thoughts on your character. What is your character thinking as he draws his last breath?
I mean, I think the only thing that he can think of in every thought is all-encompassing of failure. Just utter failure.
As the first figure gets up, looks at the ash wing, and goes, "Long live the Earth Mother," and slams it into Riaris. That was a nat 20. Which effectively does the same as a
I'm on the ground anyway. It's an auto crit, isn't it?
You're on the ground. You're unconscious, so yeah. Takes that first hit. The second one turns and looks at you almost in like tandem in the idea that like this is like there's a weird sort of space where this feels like it's even been rehearsed. For now. As the other one turns and looks at you, Carr, and pierces down in to Riaris. The last one takes its glaive. For he will return. And slams their glaive down into Riaris. As that happens, I need everybody to roll me a d20.
Well,
Natural 20.
Okay. See if someone else rolls an extra. Wow, you're
11.
19. 11. Cool. Ogre. Oh, I should have asked this up front. Ogre, did you hear the phrase?
Mm-mm.
Okay, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have made you roll. Apologize. Yoon, you feel your body begin to vibrate. For a second, you feel like it's possibly rage for a stranger to have been killed essentially right in front of you from a cult that you know spawns evil and nothing else. What do you do in this moment? This is RP. We're out of combat.
I feel like he looks at his deck. He looks down at his deck as if in a sort of a sense of pleading, you know, like he wants it to do something that it really has no capability of doing, and he draws a card and nothing really happens. And he just looks at it and looks at the card and kind of is just sort of that, 1,000-yard stare, but staring straight at that card, trying to will it to do something.
Do you say anything to it out loud?
I think maybe he has that feeling of like, he deals with luck, and he knows that you get good luck and bad luck, and that there's a sort of balance there. But I think he looks at it, and a part of him just says, just this once.
You hear a voice respond. voice says, "What was that?" Yoon, you snap to, and you are on the deck of Bombatos. You turn around quick as you see Marv looking at you going, what are you looking at? As he lights his pipe. On the horizon, we see Riaris' ship coming into shore. And with that, we're going to end tonight's session.